What is that from?
It's in the combat and tactics. Same place as specializations.
Nah, we're not going to do any of that. The reason why I want to do it for the fighter, for the single class fighter is because like the mage, for example, I mean like everybody else is getting extra shit that I've kind of
Right,
added to
right.
their class. You know what I mean? Like priests could select from the Fates and Avatars book, for example, for like their priesthoods. The uh wizards I gave a lot more options and more starting spells. And thieves, fuck thieves. I mean, but Pete's doing fine. But so yeah, I don't really want to. I'm not adding
Y'all
in
would have been
those
lost
books.
without me.
I'm not really adding in those books. I just want to add in the mastery, and I don't even
I
really want
gotcha.
to go into like the other mastery levels.
Right. No,
I
I was just
mean,
asking just so I know how, because I have a bunch of weapon, non-weapon proficiencies to spend. So I didn't know like Iron Will and
well,
stuff. That's
part
fine. I'll just
part
take
of
out of the main
that,
list.
to be honest with you, I don't really know enough about it. Like,
I gotcha.
you know what I mean? Like, so I would have to certainly research it. I'll look at it though. I mean, I'm not like opposed to like really anything
No, it's no big deal.
necessarily.
It's like little stuff like quickness, endurance, stuff like that. It's not necessary. I was just asking. I'll just go off the base list.
All right, so let's get into it. Is everybody if everybody's ready? If everybody's ready, apparently Luke wants murder. Um,
As
I
as you
mean,
as you should.
I've perused my available spells, and murder might not be the best idea at the moment.
Murder is always an option.
So, where we last left off, an epic battle ensued between your party and a group of four earth elementals. Fortunately, you played it fairly smart, managed to take out one of the elementals really before the battle even got started. And were able to get a second one to take you on one-on-one. That being said, it was still an incredibly difficult battle. And I think a couple of you fell unconscious at least. Tarkus, in particular, was on as close to the edge of death as one may get without crossing over into the other planes beyond. You had -9, if I'm not mistaken.
-9, yeah.
Others fell as well, but you managed at the end to pull it all out, and everybody got mildly healed up, at least a little bit by the end. I think most people were sort of healed in some ways.
I
no?
was still unconscious.
Nobody brought you up?
I was stabilized, which brought me back to 0 KO. I didn't receive any heals to get me back on my toes. So as far as I know, I'm lay on the floor taking a nap because I need this time to rest.
Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, you guys are kind of like out in this hallway. Like it's this wide hallway that kind of goes around the outside of this temple that you had found. This temple that at the center of which was a sort of ziggurat, flat top ziggurat, in the center of which was a pillar. The pillar led up to a domed ceiling, and there were these strange sort of markings that you were able to deduce were kind of like the language of the earth, I guess you might say. You also found some items of evil nature, clearly used in sacrifices. And after touching one of those, or kicking a box which had the items in it, inadvertently open, the elementals came to life, emerging from the ground around the temple. And you weren't willing to do what it took. I saw Shannon's elbow. You weren't willing to do what it took.
Saw Shannon's elbow.
To have them to satisfy their vile desires of blood. So instead, you decided to just fucking fight them all. And much to at least one person's surprise, you actually won and managed to defeat these things. And in the end, you kind of found yourselves mostly in this hallway. Now, during the battle, JB, being JB, JB'd his way back into the temple proper area where there were things falling from the ceiling. The roof was collapsing, and happened to notice that there were shiny objects, things of potential value hidden in amongst the dirt that the dirt and earth that the elementals had come from.
This is what we do.
The temple has now settled as much as it might, as much as it can. The ceiling has stopped falling, and it has gone somewhat quiet, you might say. Bits of pieces of stone maybe you can hear tumble down every now and then. You can hear the sounds of your labored breathing, the stretching of leather and the clanking of metal. Perhaps you're moving through the piles of stones and earth that created these, that made up these earth elementals. And but it has mostly gone quiet. And the priests in particular within the group, Tarkus and Tuktrin, can certainly feel that evil presence which was here seems to have abated slightly, as though perhaps you have dealt a blow to the Temple of Elemental Evil, in particular, the cult devoted to the followers of Earth. What would you like to do?
So we still have somebody unconscious, right? Just want to address that right off the bat.
Yeah.
Sleeping Tarkus, hidden drow.
I will cast a Cure Light on him.
Alrighty.
So I'm get my D8 here.
Do me a solid, buddy. Let's go.
I gave you a solid 4.
I mean, that'll wake me up. Tarkus stirs, his eyes open. Is it over?
Yes, Tarkus, I believe that we have defeated at least a portion of the evil in the temple. So, on your feet, there's more work to be done.
Brilliant news.
Glad we made it through
Tarkus
that.
rises. Hazamai. It should assist in dispersing a lot of the trouble around here now.
I think we should. We might need to rest and regroup. Perhaps resupply.
Perhaps.
Move on
Before we decide to resupply, which I'm assuming means leaving the place, I want to check out those doors on the south wall. They've been bugging me since we saw the little cloud people.
They were all barred with thick locks and metals, weren't they?
That was only one of them, only the middle.
And you're talking
were
to JB2
were the others not covered with runes that you couldn't even look at, Greyash?
I thought it was only the central door that was sealed.
Isn't the temple room completely caved in now?
Marked.
No. So if you recall, the ceiling of the temple inside was like a dome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like this,
Yeah.
this stone, this like carved, it was a carved worked stone dome. And when the dome fell, there were like these big, thick chunks of, say, like marble or something, right? Like or we'll say limestone. And it came crashing down, right? All around. But underneath that dome, which was like workstone, was just this sort of like cavern. So like they had obviously built this larger room inside of this big cavern. And so like, it's not much big. The room isn't really much bigger, but it wasn't the actual like structure of the room that collapsed in. It was like the dome, which had been built to sort of, I almost might say, hide the natural ceiling above. And like, the blocks of stone were, we'll say a foot and a half thick, so they were huge, and that's why they even managed to pelt and fall upon the earth elementals and injure one of them. But once they've all kind of settled, now there are these like within the temple room, just kind of surveying the situation within the temple room. It's devastation for sure, but for the most part, it's just like there are just these huge stone kind of blocks, work stone blocks, pieces of the ceiling lying all around in the dirt, and then up above, which, by the way, the dirt is no longer like packed and everything. It's almost all swirled up, almost sandy, you might say. Like it was all swirled up, and clearly the earth elementals played a part in creating the ground, and they were pretty big. So like them coming out of the ground has sort of made these kind of big dips, like holes almost. Really, they're holes kind of, but they're not like but they're more just like there's missing. It's it's not no longer a flat surface in there. It's kind of all bumpy and weird, and like there's these big stone blocks all around, and the ceiling looks like a natural cavern instead of a worked cavern.
Treasure in the holes.
Yeah, and there's treasure in the holes area.
I go over to Tarkus, and as I move across the room, like blood is pissing out of me, like down the side of my ears, like it's like leaking out my boots. And I go over to him and I go, "Brother, you are back from the dead." And like I look him over. I mean, like, I was on like 1 hit point in it. Like,
4, but yeah, I mean, he's fucked. Yeah, he's fucked.
Come, let us take grace under your God and retreat quickly.
In that moment, I immediately place my hands on Roland and start chanting and cast Cure Moderate Wounds on him. If I had any die to actually use for this.
D10 plus 1. You know how many dice?
I hadn't got them out yet. They were still in the bag in the corner. Oh. That's a 0, so that's a 10, so 11.
Wow. So I go from like, yeah, okay. So I go, you see wounds knit then? I'm all like above my eye and stuff, and like blood just like soaks back into my skin, and colour returns to my flesh. Brother, you should have done this for yourself, not I. So, come, and I'll pull him to his feet.
I will survive another day. If you are alive to keep me alive.
Well, yes, but I suggest we retreat. Look upon the treasures there, maybe, but quickly be gone. We can come back enforced. Although you have given me faith.
Yes. JB, take a look around, see if you can find anything. Anyone that is well enough. Have a quick glance around, but we should, I believe, be on our way, as Tuktrin and Roland have mentioned. We need to regroup and rearm.
But I'm going to be glancing in the direction of those doors.
Yeah, so, well, first of all, you head back into the room, and, like, the dust is still settling. Here and there might be, like, a small stone falling or whatever. And there's kind of this haze of dust and everything around. But moving in, you can see that, again, there are these areas. Didn't you grab a treasure of some sort, like in the middle of the battle?
Oh, I remember him grabbing.
Yeah, I grabbed a handful of gems, and I made a note of. I think there was chainmail and a sword of some kind.
I took a handful of coin when it first was revealed, but it was nothing significant. No treasures. Just I think it was a handful of coin. And that was when they first emerged, if I remember.
So I've got.
And then afterwards, more treasure came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got eyes on a armor and a weapon, which I thought was a sword, but I could be wrong now that I'm thinking of it.
Did I say chain? Did I say chain? Because I have, it should be leather.
You said armor. I think I might have just thrown
Okay.
chain in there.
Yeah, there was like you can see like, you know, poking out of the sand, there's a suit of leather armor. You saw like a bunch of gold coins in one area. That's where Roland grabbed some coins.
Yeah, a handful.
So
you found a box. Didn't you find a box?
Found a box
Yeah, with
with
potions in
did.
it or something.
3 little jars in it.
It
Yep.
was like some sort of viscous liquid, like suntan or something, like sunblock.
Mhm.
So Rob, I know that in the northeast corner where that first elemental was that follows in the hallway,
Mhm.
I remember we looked in the dirt where it manifested from to see if it was coming out of a vessel, and that's where we found some stuff. So I want to check the other 3 corners
Oh,
where the
yeah?
other 3 were.
We found
Right. So we found that
something
in
of
one
water.
corner. It might be in the other 3 corners. So I want to check the other 3 corners and dig
Did
where
we
the
find like
elementals were.
a flask of something? A flask of diminutive. I can't fucking remember.
Oh, yeah, the fact
Potion of diminution.
Dimi-
Okay.
right.
Diminution.
Yeah,
Diminution.
I've got that written
Diminution.
Yeah, so I want to check the other 3 corners.
All right, so you begin the 5 of you begin, you know, in your own ways, doing what you're doing. I don't know if Tarkus and Roland are looking around or not, but
I've got my shield over people who are mooching. Like a good fighter. I go and stand over them and
Yeah.
protect them with my shield in case something falls on them.
Tarkus is
Well,
sat in the
that's
corner,
someone-
still spluttering.
If someone's able to draw well, if they can make a copy of the runes in the door on like a page of my spell book or something for me to research.
I don't write so well.
Could you, Doctrine? I know you've already faced the door and not been
Yeah.
repelled from it.
I can try to do that. I actually have the proficiency for dwarf runes. I know these are not dwarf runes, but copying runes and writing runes, I do have a proficiency in, so maybe that'll help me copy it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Maybe.
Okay.
I only have reading and writing, so I mean I could potentially, but I would have to take a saving throw to even get near.
Drawing runes should be good enough skill. Like you practiced in drawing careful straight lines and stuff like that.
for sure.
But hang on. But for one moment, Greyash, may I just say that I have not glanced upon the runes yet and could not draw them anyway. I believe it is
No
only
worries.
the Master Dwarf who has stared upon them, has it not, and yourself?
Yeah.
Did you not say it repulsed you?
Yeah, I can't go back to them. My body will not let me.
Was there not something in a poem about this? Mage, maybe you should look to your works.
Roll a poem check. I don't know.
I remember
Close
to
you
the door.
once had found some history and you once recited something. It was quite a long poem.
Oh,
My
It was
memory
a
fails
long
me.
poem. Where is that poem?
the poem about the
Maybe-
Orb of Golden Death.
Yeah, poem of the Orb of Golden Death.
The
But
two
there were more
united
things
in the
within
past, a place to build and spells to cast. The power grew, took the land, and people round as they had planned. A key without a lock they made of golden gems and overlaid with spells, a tool for men to wield, to force the powers of good to yield. Golden gems and overlaid with spells. I don't think this is at the door.
I am just
The place
more
was ruined,
entitled
torn
to...
apart, and left with chains around the heart of evil power, but the key was never found in the debris.
I just remember something from my military history there's some mention of keeping the greater evil within or something. Seals being placed upon the place.
That mention of the heart of evil power. With, I mean, this area may resemble that. That door is chained and barred, and the gaps are sealed with metal, and it's ruined. So
She sent the rocks to boxes 4 with magic locks. Man.
So you're kind of discussing this as you're moving through the rubble, and sure enough, in each one of those 4 corners, digging around, you start to find, various small treasures. And after a bit, it takes you a bit of time, but in the end, you're going to find this. So I'm just going to give you all of this. So you found that flask, which is the potion of diminution. You find 800 gold pieces in total.
Whoop, whoop.
200 platinum pieces.
What? Whoop, whoop. Fucking hell.
That leather armor. There's a bastard sword. 28 gems. Brown spinels.
Oh, there's about 10 gems, I think.
Oh, because you already picked some up?
Can you repeat that, Rob?
I mean, yeah, well, I said that there was 28 brown gems. Now, I don't think you would have been able to get more than, I don't know, a couple. Roll a d6.
I think I grabbed a handful, whatever.
Roll a d6 and see how many you got.
Okay.
Because they're hidden in the sand and stuff. I mean, like, what would you grab quickly in the middle of the battle? I'm fine with that.
I'd grab the shiny. And that would be 4.
Okay, so you got 4 of those. So there's wait, did I say 18? I said 18. It's 28 actually.
28,
So
yeah.
So 28 of them. And then you find a ring, a nice gold ring. A oddly high quality rope in a case. Another case, a leather case, within which is a slender wand. And then that brass box with the 3 jars.
Wand, you say?
I suck from my wineskin.
Wand, you say?
Rope. Rope in place.
Flask of what? Diminution.
Diminution.
Shrinking
Makes you small.
Okay.
Really small.
Yeah, I've got a new pen, so I'm actually keeping notes.
That's all it took was a pen. Who knew?
Yeah, but my
Some
birthday
say
pen for my son.
the pen is mightier than the sword, but what would you rather be hit with?
I mean, I'd rather be hit with a pen.
True.
Rather than
Striking.
Roland probably said that. Wait.
Terry Pratchett, actually. I'm stealing.
Did he say that?
Yeah, Terry Pratchett. Before I get done for copyright. I'll sit down near the thief, the drag, with my shield near him again, waiting for the fucking. Because I'm under the illusion that Rock's going to fall and kill somebody. So I'm like going around. Are we ready to go yet? I'd be growing impatient.
It probably in all fairness, it probably would take me about an hour to get all this treasure.
So I whinge a bit towards the end, typically.
Well, the 2 doors in the south, Rob. I looked at them. These ones, the side ones aren't locked, are they? These ones?
So on the southern wall are these 2 doors that are on either side of the on either side of that door that you cannot get anywhere near. Excuse me. The doors to the south are. Do you go check the door, see if it's locked? Which one do you go to?
I go to this one. Just
So
have a
the
look
one-
at it, see if it's not chained or.
No, it doesn't look like it's
door.
chained. It looks like it's pretty much a normal door. It This is so weird, man.
Here, Drow.
Those
Drow,
are-
here.
Yeah. I mean, I was making my way over there anyway, so.
Mhm.
That really
Yeah.
tickled me.
So it's an arched doorway. It's an arched doorway.
Mhm.
Wooden, the reinforced wood arched doorway. It doesn't have any runes on anything like that. You can. It looks like it's been used regularly.
Okay.
I'm going to check for traps, see if it's trapped in any way.
What's your chance again? Like 55 or something?
For check. Find and remove traps, 55.
No, you didn't find the trap.
Cool. And then we're going to try to open the lock, assuming it's locked. We'll try the doorknob, so to speak.
Okay, yeah, it's not locked. And the door opens into a small chamber. Let me get this. Let's see. Yeah. A small chamber, just 10 by 10 foot small chamber.
Oh.
And within, I think you get some box text. A heap of large and small stones fills the center of this 10-foot square room. Piles of different types of dirt are in the corners and along the walls, and only a narrow path through the room remains clear. 12 small kegs are stacked along the south wall, 3 across and 4 high. You see no exit save the door you have opened.
Eggs. Barrels of blood.
Could
If
be.
it's not blood, it's Roland's favorite.
Chocolate
Blood?
milk?
Chocolate milk.
I'm not there, am I? I'm at the other side of the pyramid, like, or wherever it's collapsed, looking around. I haven't gone nowhere near the doors. Like,
I
I'm
guess
not-
the other side is similar, but we can check it.
We'll check the other
just
side
gonna check
too.
what's in one of these barrels. But
All
we can
right,
wait
so
a
you,
bit.
Rob, while they're doing this, I go to either exit constantly, like, one turn a piece, and go outside the curtain, turn the corner, look down the corridor, come back, and keep doing that.
good idea.
Security patrol.
Roland doing the yeoman's work here.
Just before you roll for surprise and kick our ass.
Rolls the Lich King and he comes rolling through the curtain.
They're all the last episode.
All right, so Roland, you peer around the corner, and you see you peer around the corner, and you see and then hear 4 of these ghastly gnolls, kind of in a little. They've like walked out basically right out of. Let's see this. The passageway. No, actually, they wouldn't be there. Here, passageway right here. Come out of this passageway here, and they're like, roll a perception check.
Okay.
How did they get there?
How did they get there?
Clearly weren't watching well enough.
Like, we were fighting in this hallway. What the hell? You guys are running around.
They've walked past all these piles of dirt, gone and had a look in there at the dead brothers.
Oh no! They're not that far in. No, they're not that far in. They're in the hallway that leads. Yeah, like exactly. They've walked over those. Well, there was the bodies of the other gnolls are in this room over here. You actually killed them in the room, but I'm gonna tell you as soon as I get the Chris's
Fail.
You failed. Okay.
17 rolled on 15.
Yeah, like you're looking at them, and they're like talking, and you can see that they're like looking around. You know, they're like rough and angry, and they're looking around, and there's like devastation everywhere, and you know, you have no idea what they're saying. You have nothing, no context whatsoever. But there seems to be some sort of argument happening between them.
Well, it's gnolls. It's
Have
yips,
you noticed
growls,
me?
and barks.
Have you noticed me?
No.
I immediately move forward and slay the nearest one, then shout, "Come no closer! Run away!"
All right.
That easy.
Let me see if they're surprised.
With this solid.
They are
11
fucking
plus-
surprised, actually.
Put down the biggest one. Put down the
So
biggest
So
one.
you just go running, like, you know, from the northern part. You just go rushing at one of the, you know, the one that's kind of out into the hallway there. You know, like right at the edge, like in the main room, or in that main hallway. It's kind of walked out in there, and you just rush at him, bastard, sword in hand. Go ahead and roll a hit. You like they look at you and, oh, you know, like they're all like kind of
You got
Do
mastery
I get-
now.
obviously surprised. So.
Do I get a bonus to it for charging?
What I usually give you like a, do I give you a +2, don't I, or something like that?
I don't know. I rarely charge.
I think it's a
Oh my
+2 to
God.
hit, isn't it, or something like that?
Okay, I'll roll my
+2
d20 anyway. I
+2
got an
to
11.
hit minus.
I got an
something.
11, so that's, I mean, without mastery, that's a 16. Then the pluses, so I've probably hit
Oh
him.
god, yeah, you hit him for sure.
Damage, Ginny. Oh shit. So I'm using it one-handed with my shield, so what's that? D8. D8. 8.
Oh my god.
8 plus
He's already dead.
7 plus fucking. He's mastery now. I'm going to plus 2. So yeah, that's about. Hang on, 15.
Oh no, 7, 8. Yeah, you're
It's
16
about
at
16,
least.
17.
Yeah, go ahead and describe your kill because you're trying to intimidate. So I want you to. Yeah, I want to give you the opportunity to like.
I just cut
be
him in
badass.
half from the top down, from his shoulder.
I'll
to
do
his,
it.
like, lower hip. He just cleaves in half and falls to the ground, shocked. Like
Yeah,
his windows been hit.
he does that hyena yelp as you chop him literally in half in front of his friends. And I'm gonna roll a morale check for them. And sure enough, the other 3 go fuck all and run as fast away. They start running away from you.
Don't blame them.
Well, I'll spit on that
dropped
knoll's
their
head then.
weapons and went on
And-
all fours out of there.
Spit on the knoll's head and make my way back to the party slowly to warn them, looking behind me occasionally.
There were 4 gnolls.
All right. I love it when, you know, it's kind of fun that moment when the characters pass into that level of power where gnolls are kind of like a small band of gnolls is sort of like to be chased off, not even to fight because it's not even worth it really. So yeah, so
Chaotic
you
good for the win.
chaotic neutral, I believe, is it not?
Was it
Um,
chaotic
Why you put
neutral?
us against them in like
yes.
open
Yeah,
field?
there you go.
So yeah, you come walking back. So yeah, so did anybody check the barrels in that room, or you just left them for now?
We haven't looked at them yet.
Turns out that they're all full of loot. Or bodies, one of the two.
So I'll have a look at the barrel. If it kills me, it kills me.
All right, so you take a look in the barrel. It does not kill you. You walk
Let's
through the
go.
path, and there's no danger there whatsoever. You move through the room, get to the barrels, and you know after sort of prying one open a bit, you could see that it's filled with there's 7 of the barrels, so there's 12. 5 of them are empty, but 7 of them contain. Oh, no, I'm sorry about that. No, all of them are full. Each of them contains 7 gallons of fuel oil for the cressets. Or the cressets. Well, I don't know if we figured that out. Yeah, what the name of that is. That's
Oh.
right.
It's just oil. Barrels of oil. Everyone's gonna love this. Jeez. I exit the room. It's like they were just barrels of oil, all of them.
What are we supposed to do with that?
Burn this place to the ground.
Oh, that is not.
Is that middle door made of wood just like poured under the crack? Pour barrel after barrel through the little crack in the floor.
No, remember, there's no cracks. It's been filled with like a silvery substance, so that way that it completely seals the door.
They knew it. They knew we'd do it.
We could still leave a trail of oil through this place and burn it down on the way out.
Probably. This place is surrounded by like 50 braziers, right? There's like loads of them.
Yeah, they're all over the place. I mean, clearly, because you noticed before that, like, they see all the crossettes leading around here. Yeah, they're all lit. So they're obviously been kept. Although, I don't know how long does a full crosette burn for?
Oil,
about 12.
Oil by itself would burn
about 12
fairly
hours.
slowly, right?
Okay, well, I guess technically, like, they're all starting to flicker out then. They would have actually been out before, but that's my bad, I guess.
They would have had
So do I gentlemanly duty and refill them whilst we're here?
Anyway, have I returned back through the curtain, Bob? Or am I still?
Oh yeah, you come back right now. We'll say.
I go, guys. We really should move. There's forces assembling outside. I've managed to scare them off, but they might be back in a minute. I don't know. There's some gnolls down there. I've chopped one down, but they may be back with reinforcements. Just saying. I got back outside. I just got back outside.
So who went to go do the drawing?
I did.
All right, so you move back near the door, and there is just waves of this energy coming off of it. And even though you've been in its presence before, you feel its power trying to exert its control over you. And you have to make a save again, actually, when you come back in front of the door.
Oh, yeah. Okay. A save.
Literally everything.
Was it death magic, paralysis?
So you have to save every time, but if you fail, you failed forever. It's the worst.
I know. Save versus spells with a -2 penalty.
Oh, okay. Oh, best save. Roll 12. Roll, yep.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Well, that's literally my best save. Dwarves are resistant to magic because we can't.
Yeah, dwarves are. I mean, that's like
poison.
kind of one of the things you're best. Where you have great saves, I'm sure, because you're a priest and a dwarf. So
my save versus spell is a 6.
That's sweet, man.
So it's an 8 with the -2. So
yeah.
Yeah. Save.
So you're able to go there, and you're gonna copy the runes.
Yep, I'm gonna copy the runes for our esteemed mage compatriot.
You have the spell?
No, I was gonna write them down.
Okay, cool. Let's see here.
I'm going to attempt to take a look at these runes whilst he's scribbling.
Actually,
you want to get within the door to look at them?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a save then too. -2.
That is a fail, so I'm running scared.
It's not even that you're running scared. There's just like, it's so vile and evil and disgusting. Like, it's hard to look at. Like, you can't look at it. It's just, it does things to your head. Like, it starts worming its way almost into your head, So you have to move your way out of it. The dwarf, so you start copying down the runes, and I believe I've already shared with you. I moved everything around here.
You do not want to use the spell for this. The spell takes 1 hour per level of the spell you're writing down. There's no, you're going to be all day.
Well, that's not it. It's the... I showed you this already, right? The temple doors?
Yeah. Temple doors.
Yeah, we've seen that, yeah. Yeah, just copying it down. Just what we see.
I actually accidentally put this in here twice, so I'll show it to you again. This is a different one, a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks a little different. It's called handout 7 temple doors.
Okay.
I don't know why that's a different.
Oh yeah.
image. It's a different
the runes-
image.
The runes are the same. One's just more pretty than the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
First one says this door is evil, stay out. Then the next one says, no, really, the door is evil, stay out.
Okay, so what skill are you using? You're doing like something. You're using a skill for this, right, Dom?
So I have reading and writing, but I also have I have the proficiency dwarven runes. So I read, write, draw, carve dwarven runes. I know these aren't dwarven runes, but the runes. So I figure maybe that's relevant to help me not screw it up too bad.
Yeah, I think that sounds fine. I mean, it's of arcane nature, so like, well, I mean, it seems to mix arcane and divine, actually. But no, it is a mage thing. Okay, so it's arcane, so it's like beyond really your like grasp in terms of like truly understanding. So it's not, you're not going to obviously be able to write the runes like in a magical way, but you can write them enough.
Yeah.
You figure, like, because you're skilled at writing.
Yeah, I'm not trying to write them in a magical way at all. I'm just trying to write
like,
right. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, the point being is that, like, I mean, like
just lots of charcoal rubbing off them.
it's so like complex, so like when it comes to wizard spells and wizard things, like the tiniest modification of like inflection or shape can change its meaning, but you do a pretty good job, you think. I mean, like,
I gotcha.
runes, it's nothing like dwarven runes, but it's like, it's still like, you understand. I mean, dwarves put runes on their doors all the time, so it's like not really out of character necessarily for you to sort of study runes on a door. So you managed to get a nice drawing of it.
Works for me. So after I get the drawing, I'll head back over to Grey Ash and hand it to him. And it's hard to look at these runes, and they are not only disturbing, but the magics are beyond my comprehension. But this is as best as I could copy. And I just hand it to him.
You're muted, Grey Ash.
Yeah.
All right, so
you're still muted, Grey Ash.
Oh, okay. So I'll try and figure out the meaning of these at some point.
Yeah, I mean, looking at them just like quickly, you got spellcraft now, right? No. I mean, it actually kind of makes sense because you're a wild mage in a way. Like, I kind of like that in a weird way, but at the same time, it makes it more difficult for you to like read this stuff.
Yeah, a lot of things that do make it more difficult.
But you can tell like almost right away, like just looking at it, like, this is some next level shit.
Yeah.
Like just right off the bat. Pete, did JB go over to the other door?
Yes.
Okay. So the other door,
spiel.
Similarly, is a 10 by 10 room. It's
Different.
This is probably a robing room with no exit save the door you have opened. A padded bench runs the length of the east wall at this 10-foot square room. A number of pegs and hooks are along the north and south walls, and a large cabinet stands by the west wall. 7 cloaks of brown cloth are hanging on the pegs, and 3 pairs of sandals are tucked under the bench.
Knolls and sandals. Gross.
At least they're not Crocs.
All right. True. All right. We're going to look around, snoop, and see what we can see.
Well, there's a cabinet.
Yeah. In the cabinet.
All right, so the cabinet is full of shit. You open it up without checking for traps. You're lucky. You find within the cabinet there are 8 padlocks, 8 padlocks and their keys, several large jars of wine, 12 pewter drinking cups, 5 plates with small amounts of different sorts of dirt, red, yellow, brown, black, and pale gray, an ivory bracelet set with a huge carnelian, and a bone scroll case.
Ooh.
Those are the
Alright.
tools used
Scroll
to
cases for
restrain
Grey
people.
Ash.
Well, this is probably a priest scroll, but we shall see.
No. It's for Grey Ash anyway.
You guys write all that down?
8 padlocks with
No.
keys, 7 bottles of wine, 12 pewter drinking cups, 5 plates with different sorts of dirt. I didn't catch all the colors. Ivory bracelet was set with carnelian, and a bone scroll case.
I figured the majority of it was fucking irrelevant, so I was just going to do the bone case and the ivory bracelet.
Gotta make some sense.
Because we need some pewter dishes to sell on, boys.
If this is an RPG, I'd be picking up those everything ever.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, unless your
It's
inventory was
playing
near
Skyrim,
full.
exactly.
Even if my inventory was full.
All right, yeah, you gather everything up. You gather the things up that you think are valuable.
I'm not sure if the plates with dirt has any significance. So I'm going to call attention to that to
They
Grash.
probably did have significance when the temple still stood, but
Maybe.
I mean, look at the padlocks. There were 4 chains at the top of the ziggurat, each with 2 sets of manacles, 8 padlocks. So
True,
that would have
true.
been to tie people down. I believe this is something to do with the ritual that takes place in there.
True, but JB doesn't really care about things to that level, so he's just seeing things on the very surface.
Just appraising everything he walks by.
Exactly. Doesn't have a price tag, it's about to.
Seems very good to move out. Where do we want to head to?
Out.
Now would be a
Out.
time to make our way out. Figure out what we can do about the runes on the door. Find an expert to
Yes.
help us with those. Recharge. Stock up.
Do you agree, Tukdren? Back to town. Recuperate.
Yes, as much as I don't want to leave and give this place a chance to
We've hit a
readdress any security
strong blow.
issues it may have, I don't know if we're in any condition to move further into this place. The evil will most likely only get stronger.
I feel that we have handled the power of this floor by dealing with this room. It seems it is my guess that we shouldn't have any trouble exiting or re-entering here in the future.
Yeah.
Then let us leave.
Onwards and backwards.
Yeah, we can't get out that way. You got to go forward to go back.
Well, we can either
Let me just clarify one quick detail. Did you guys actually go down this hallway at all?
Which one? This one?
No, we did not. Oh,
Okay.
no, we did not.
Oh, this one. No, we didn't do that one either. No.
Okay.
Nor did we go down the one on the other side. In fact, we fought in that corridor, but we didn't enter the rooms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
fought
did.
where I'm pinging there. We went there.
Yeah.
We went here. We walked around this whole area here, and that's it. So we
Yeah,
haven't
for
gone
me.
south or either of the places west.
But I did because I flew.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
That's true.
flew like
Yeah.
I flew all around that area and down there.
Where did you go? Where's down there? Yeah, I know you went all the way around the southern thing, like sort of the horseshoe. Well, but where else did you go? Anywhere else? You didn't explore any of these other places, really, did you?
I'm sure I did go in there.
Did you explore over this way?
So I chased something into there, I think.
Yeah, you fought something in there. But I'm just curious if you actually... No, you did not.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
I don't think so either.
No.
I'll leave it to your memory, Bob.
Well, I mean, I'm just looking at... Yeah. No, it's...
Rob, is that where the gelatinous cube lives?
No. No.
The gelatinous cube lives somewhere in the southern corridors, and I don't think it could have got through any doors unless we
You
left them
know,
open.
I don't like the way you treat this gelatinous cube, guys.
Yeah, it's like
I think we really should feed it and just leave it alone.
Throw JB
feed
into
it
its fun.
golems.
I'd quite like it as a pet.
Party pet.
I'll be lost without JB. Don't forget that.
Be something.
I mean, we can all read a map. Can JB?
Of course.
What we need to do is actually, because I do jest, because we do need to kill it, actually, is find it and get some fire on it from our friend Greyhawk there. And I'm sure that will
There's
bubble it
barrels
away.
of oil here. You could light the
Oil?
barrels of
Did
oil
you
and
say
kick it
oil?
within it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
there's
there's like
there's
we have
7 barrels of
12
oil.
barrels of oil.
Or 12.
No way.
Seven.
You know how much I love
Yeah.
oil, guys.
I point to the room. You see barrel upon barrel full to the brim with oil. It's just like, yeah, all that's oil.
Fucking fire starter moment in my mind, like fire starter. As I
Mm.
imagine the barrels burning all over the frame. But I don't do it.
No, we'll just fantasize it. Fantasize it.
We could really ruin someone's day with those, though.
Or we could
For
start
sure.
It's
some
like
corking
roll a
lids
barrel
and,
down some stairs full of oil.
I mean,
Lots
there's
of
a
good
set of
stuff.
stairs to the south. We could roll them down there. And
Could do.
set
Barrels
them
are
on fire.
underestimated, you know. You should always have a barrel.
Says with a
Perhaps
keg
we
of
should
wine
bring one
under
with
his
us.
arm.
Doing to carry a barrel. How much was these barrels weighing?
They make a table. You could hire a guy
7
in them,
gallons
have a
of
bath in
oil.
one. Put things in them. They're great.
7 gallons.
In fact,
is...
I've been thinking about something about adding wheels somehow to the bottom of a barrel. And
26.5 kilograms per barrel.
what's a kilogram?
I don't know.
Something is killing? Where? What is this gram? You speak of?
So I've got more than that. I've got, well, I don't know. I've got about 7 gallons is basically 50 pounds.
You've got different ratios to gallon, and it should be used in USA because he said all things are metric.
Oh, yeah, the US
USA.
gallons and UK gallons.
Not metric, imperial USA, sorry. So their gallons are completely different to ours, bro. UK
Oh, yeah.
gallon and American gallon is different.
Well, I thought you said, oh, you said gallons? I thought you said liter. Sorry.
We use both, but because he's Gygax, it was American imperial.
Yeah,
So the
well,
only thing that
gallons US
So the only thing that
would
differs between our
clock
metric
to about
58.42.
50,
is
53
water.
pounds US.
yeah.
Yeah.
So each barrel is heavy, but I mean, it's not like impossibly heavy.
Mm.
And that's just the weight of the oil, and that's based on crude oil in this.
That's what I
fancy
looked
world.
up too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can roughly
Fluids weigh
say
about
about
the
50
same.
pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
about 50
so-
pounds.
I don't really want to carry a barrel of oil, guys, with the money we've got. I don't really want to drag a stone like that. I know it's a fantasy of mine to
Oh,
own such
no.
a large barrel of oil, but I'm sure with the gold that we have achieved, I can fucking buy one. Now, I'm telling you, I'm getting pissed off. There's fucking troops outside moving about. I have killed
We are
them.
moving. We're
Oh,
moving.
God,
Let's
thank
go.
fuck
We
for
are
that.
moving.
All right. So which way are you
Walking,
going back?
Walking.
Exit the way we entered, as we have cleared the majority of that, is
Probably
my
the smartest thing to
suggestion.
do.
Mhm. Alternatively, we take a gamble that this way leads to like here.
No, I do like a
But
good gamble.
we could go. Oh, where's my pointy device? Yeah.
How
so
dare
we
you
could
tempt
go
me with gambling?
On that way.
this way, and then we can cut straight down here and out. So it's
Yeah, that works.
practically the same.
Yeah.
Good. A plan. Let us go with that then.
Okay, yeah.
Just
So you
thinking.
begin to move through there, and
Hmm.
you know, you go a good distance without really encountering any sort of difficulties. I would just want to kind of reiterate that you know, so you like as you pass by this corridor here, this really wide 20-foot wide corridor with that it's covered with bones. for at least 100 feet of its length. Skeletons,
Oh, yeah, this
humanoids,
one.
a terrible jumble. Yeah, this whole area here. All bones.
That's intentionally why we avoided it the first
Yeah.
run through.
No, I think
Yeah.
so too. There's also like bent and broken weapons everywhere, broken shields, dented caps, sundered armor. There, you
no
know,
idea what was happening here.
What
Is
manner
that
of
like a
Greyhash,
hole of
Greyhash
bone?
has been here before.
many of the
What?
skulls and bones look like they've been gnawed on.
Yeah.
what manner of battle must have took place here for it to have amassed such dead in such a space?
Hmm.
But you continue on and move back, through the passageway, and eventually you find yourself back at the stairway that leads up from over here.
Mm-hmm.
You head upstairs.
Yeah,
And one moment,
very good.
I'll move to the front and have a look, good fucking spy. And then I'll look over at Dreyface and I'll say, wouldn't this be an opportune moment for you to look ahead? And I make a gesture with the cloak, like, just thinking they could be upstairs waiting for us as we come up the stairs. We may need the mage or something to deploy fire or some tactic. I beg of you, use your powers, use your cloak, and just look ahead for us.
Not sure he's into it.
No.
Hmm.
JB is just quiet.
You didn't feel it.
Go look. Sorry, I was completely spacing out. It's been a long week.
All right, so creeping up the stairs. Are you going to use your cloak and creep up the stairs like?
Obviously,
Okay.
we need to be as sneaky as possible.
All right, you creep up the stairs, and arriving at the top of the staircase, you come to the room that you were sort of expecting to see, the Western Vestry, which there's lots of like broken pieces around, pieces of furniture, torn remains of brown garments, and then there's the door which exits out. Let me switch maps, guys.
So long as we saw a different map.
Is the door still open? It has been closed and locked. Oh shit, boys.
That would be a good idea.
Well, how about that?
Have I ever used this map before? Do you guys see anything?
Nope.
Nothing has changed.
Actually, it hasn't changed for me yet. Oh, no, it's loading.
There we go. Oh,
I see nothing.
It's
That's
black.
the
What is
darkest
this
map.
Well,
It's
where are
nighttime.
we?
We've been in there for a very long time.
I mean, this is actually kind
lights
of
a
cool.
torch.
I'm going to use this map now. This is a different map.
Oh, things have changed.
No, it just looks awesome.
Go for it, Bob.
No, change. It scares me.
I'm going to see here.
Accept.
What do your elf eyes see?
Let's see.
Now we've got to work out everything that we have seen and haven't
No, I'm
seen
gonna-
on the
I'm gonna-
map.
I'm going to reveal it for you guys. I just got to zoom in a little here and see what's on the other map. But this is a cool map, so I'm going to. Oh wait, you know what? No, it looks exactly the fucking same. I'm not going to bother with that. It's higher res, I guess, maybe, but I'm not going to bother with all that nonsense. So
We don't need the
Immediately
high res.
dipped. Ah, there we go.
You, sir, are unacceptable. Be gone.
So yeah, you
We
come
can-
out and the door is open, and you see the remnants of the earthen altar there right before you, which you now recognize as an earthen altar. You didn't necessarily recognize it before, and you made your way back up to the top of this, back up into the temple. And you can still, feel the evil of the place as you move into the temple. You can see that sacrificial platform near the pit that's at the center of
Yes, over the bones.
Yeah. And
I tried to cast Protection of Evil, but it just I can't seem to remember the spell at the minute.
False protection.
And so where are you going to exit from? I think you came in on the door on the west. You came in through this door.
Yeah, that is our entry point.
Yeah,
I smashed the door in, didn't I? Oh, fucking Heath.
You did.
You did. I believe you did.
You did.
Before we leave, I want to be cheeky. I'm going to try and cast Wizard Lock on this little door here that I cannot point out.
Yeah, I love that idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's proper maging.
It's this one here.
Proper mage, that was.
You can
continue.
If I wild surgeon kill us from this would be very amusing. But
everybody stand outside, so only he dies. That's fireball at the door.
Oh, nice. 18. That is 2 levels above me, so I cast it at level 7. There's a level 7 wizard lock in that door.
That's awesome. All right, so the wizard lock. Let me just kind of take a look at this first level spell, right? So
it's 3rd level.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh no, second level. Second level.
Proper juicy.
I like that. A caster can freely pass the lock without affecting it. Otherwise, wizard locks must be opened by breaking it in or by successful dispel magic or knock spell or by wizard 4 or more levels higher than the one casting the spell. Note that the last 2 methods do not remove the wizard lock. They will negate it for a brief duration.
So there needs to be a level 11 wizard to just fucking blap
to
it.
Open it, yeah.
Just walk through. Yeah.
That should stay closed for a while.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean,
if it isn't, we should be worried.
It's a most excellent way to deprive the inner parts of the temple from itself. Right. But I wouldn't think of it as Roland. I just go, ooh, very good.
There is another door on the east, which I, not being one of greatly of architecture, would assume leads down to the other side of the same floor. Just saying.
Well, I don't know, because it's like a different temple. Maybe it goes to a different floor.
It seems it, doesn't it? It seems like it's a different altar. I suppose we should explore that one next.
Rob, I don't dwell in this area.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a great question for the party of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
See if we can get back to town safely.
I've looked about here, and the things depicted are carnal. And I will not look upon it. I wish to move on quickly. I'll cover my eyes, because I looked in this room and it fucked me up last time.
Even I hate this place. I cast protection from evil every time I walk in this room.
Fine, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you. All right, so you all move out. You move out to that main door. It's still broken open, and it's actually wide open right now. And the kind of like peering out. It's mid-afternoon, I believe, right now. And so, you can sort of start seeing the sun going down. You head outside and if anything, it's gotten hotter and more dry. As the sun is setting, the grass was starting to brown. If you recall, the sort of trees were becoming twisted but barren, dropping leaves that were like almost like crumbling into dust in a way. They were just getting so dried out and crunchy and such. But you're able to leave the complex of the temple area safely without any further confrontations. Are you going to head back to the town of Nulb, are you going to? I believe at one point you camped in the woods outside of Nulb.
We have a
We
safe
got a
house in
Nulb,
Nulb, don't
right?
we? Yeah.
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 Mhm. A safe house.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to speak
I
to
mean,
the mages.
I
as
know
well.
Tuckturn had
been
spent some
warded by-
time. Yeah.
Carcass, I do
Mm.
love you, though. You speak of safe houses amongst an abyss of evil.
That's
I
why
would like
it's
to
a safe house.
try and
It's the
spend a day
only
in the
safe house.
Can it
wizard's
ever be?
tower.
Can it ever be safe?
Oh, you
How
want to head
safe
back
is
to the? You want to head back to Hommlet potentially?
How safe?
Yeah,
is
at
it,
some
place?
point, if I want to research these runes.
I would like to go back to Hommlet and hopefully get my armor upgraded.
I second
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Direct
I
to
second
Hommlet.
that.
We
That-
can
I
do
wish to.
That plate
I
mail
wish-
that I commissioned.
You guys want to take a
Mhm.
journey back to Hommlet then?
Yeah.
Yes, I wish
Yeah.
to return to the grove there and rest it within.
Once we're a few hundred
Okay.
meters away from the temple grounds, I begin tending to everybody's wounds so that people can heal up a little bit faster.
Rah.
Okay,
Mhm.
that sounds good.
Are we going to spend a day in what's it called? Between places, like a day in Hommlet before Nulb. I don't know which one's which.
We
Nulb
fast
Nulb
travel,
is-
Bob. We
Nulb
fast
is
travel
close.
using X
Mm.
icon.
Are we going to spend a day in Nulb? I mean, before we go to Hommlet? Are we going
No.
straight to Hommlet?
I refuse to enter
It's
the
a
place.
Hommlet.
Fuck the safe house.
God damn it. Okay.
You may go if you
Cool.
wish. I have no control over you.
Hmm.
We can always visit Nulb on the way back to the temple.
Yeah.
Now the question becomes, let me see, because it's got it in two different spots. The journey and how long it takes. Let's see here. Hommlet to Nulb.
I mean, we pretty much had everything. We can get oil and stuff from where we was. You know, we're ardent. We'll pretty much heal up overnight. Next day we can
Yeah.
just blast healing, and then just plod back.
Yeah, I just wanted to pass something by the town wizard on the way.
All right, so you're gonna. Oh, okay. You want to pass something to the town wizard? I mean, I'm sure somebody would go into town. with you.
Yeah, okay. I just didn't want to fucking hang about forever.
We've
Yeah,
been
just
out in the
passing
woods
through.
way too long. JB's a city boy.
That's-
He needs a comfy bed and some fine food.
I mean, it isn't Nulb on the way to Hommlet anyway, so we'd be passing
Yeah.
by it somewhat. So,
But then,
yeah.
we acknowledge to everybody in Nulb that we have done such.
Or just pass through.
Hmm. I have actions that have consequences. Maybe you do also. Very well.
So are you gonna go visit Amon then?
He needs to. Did he really out again?
Well, I'd like to, yeah.
Okay. Nulb is only 2 hours away from the temple. So the only thing I will say though is it is the afternoon. So by the time that you're kind of approaching Nulb, and that's really the only area that you can ford across the river, unless you want to like literally like do something else to go through the river, like swim across it or something.
I'd forgotten about the natural barrier of the river. Of course, then yeah, we go to Nulb.
So yeah, you kind of either have to go through Nulb, or there is the closest nearby cross is 6 leagues away.
Oh boy.
Fuck, that's 3
you know.
times miles. That's
No,
18
thank you.
miles.
That's crazy, right? So
Yeah, Nulb. And then out.
Nulb it is.
In and out. I'll say in and out. Faster than a prostitute. Sorry, because he's fine.
funny. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. I think I might have made a grave error and accidentally closed a file that I cannot remember where I put it. All right, so you start heading south, and we're not going to overly play this out. So you head on south, and you're able to see here if I gotta. You're able to make it. Find the Temple of Elemental Evil in module. Where the fuck is it?
Hmm.
Take your time, bro. We'll
I'm
role play.
annoying, man. I'm on
So-
fucking annoying. Yeah, role play on your journey.
Tarkus.
Brother Roland.
It is amazing how this healing that you performed from your god leaves no scars at all. Look here where my ear was chopped off nearly. Fully restored. Packed him on the shoulder.
The power of the divine is unmatched in these worlds.
Well, Rob, while you look all that up, I'm gonna take the dog out real quick. Take a quick
Yeah,
break.
sure. Good idea. Yeah.
Mhm.
And what of this new stuff? I say, looking at the leather and shit. I'm sure we've all got our eyes on a particular piece. Now's a good time to mention it. Though we know nothing of them, do we? I have heard. JB suggests maybe it's the best suggestion to do here. JB,
Perhaps you could compare this new bastard sword to your old. Feel the weight of them.
Now, do you have spells to tell you?
Not at the
I
moment.
could take a look at that bastard sword. I mean,
Mhm.
I'll
Yeah, you
take a
can
look at
phrase
it
how much
when
it's
we're-
worth. I probably couldn't tell you anything about it though.
I mean,
Well,
that's a good shout.
There's only one amongst us who uses this kind of supple leather armor, and obviously, like, I'll
Yes.
just pass that straight over to fucking JB. Like.
No, I don't even do leather armor because that messes with some of my skills.
Oh, it makes you less.
Less
Oh, it
stealthy.
does it? No, leather's 0. At a game, leather's 0 mod.
Well, it still affects the use skills.
Yeah, he doesn't get the plus for wearing no armor, but then
I
he
like
would
the
get
plus to
no
wearing no
debuff.
armor.
And
Yeah, not
Fair enough.
getting the plus is still a negative.
Mhm.
yeah, I understand your rhetoric.
Oh, I do the
Can mages
Karate
not wear leather?
I do the Karate Kid 2 thing.
No.
The best defense is to
Uh,
not be there.
Poor guy.
No.
No.
And then mages
Oh,
cannot
yeah,
wear
if he's-
any armor.
If
But
yeah,
the thing
and
is, the
if
mage
he
is going
does
to
it,
get the
debuffs
wand.
his
The
magic
mage's going
armor.
to get the wand. Pass the mage the wand. Pass the wand.
Oh, that's
straight
a
to the fucking
point.
mage.
The one
You know what I
with
mean?
scroll
Let's just
case,
pass this
but-
shit out to people who
I
can
was
use
going
it.
to say I'll open the scroll case and take a look at that.
Yeah.
See if
that's
it
fine.
really is a priest
Oh,
spell or it should be
But
handed
we're
off
role
to
playing then.
Greyash.
Rob's trying to sort stuff.
No, you're fine. I got it. I actually got it. I'm all set. Yeah, so you take a look at the scroll, you pull it out the scroll, and it's a scroll that's usable by any caster. In
Ooh.
fact, it's a scroll of protection from earth elementals.
No, fuck off.
Beautiful.
Oh, what a git.
So helpful.
let me just ask you.
Thank you,
how
Gary
many more earth elementals do you think you're encountering in this adventure?
I don't know.
20.
I've got no idea.
When we go to the plane of Earth, we will find loads.
What is this you speak
Too
of?
funny.
Elements have their entire plane of existence. Like we have the Earth we walk upon. They
Oh,
have
shit.
a plane of their element. There are
I will
planes
believe
of pure fire.
Nonsense.
If you walk into them, you will surely die.
Utter nonsense. I have never seen or heard of such a thing. I'll only believe it when I see it and feel it.
If you felt it,
Oh,
you
you
would not
will.
feel it for long. The places are hard to get to, harder to get from, harder to survive still.
See, the major curse of Celtic neutralists, they do not listen. In fact, when they die, they go to a place where they can't hear.
Go to a place where they can't hear.
Yeah.
What level is that?
Wind
scroll?
blows and
It's
people
not
explain
it's
to
not
each
a
other.
leveled scroll. It's just a it's a
Oh.
protection from.
I'll just put it be then.
And what of this sword? What of it? Tugton, hold it and let me swat at it. Fight me back. And let me have a swat. if it's any good.
You both die.
It explodes. You are killed.
You want to play with it a bit? I mean, you'll eventually find this out, but it's a bastard sword +2.
Same as mine, I say. I prefer this one. It has a little skull motif on it. You keep it. I throw it to.
If you dodge a bastard sword, you can dodge a ball.
Well, am I the
You use
only
bastard
other
sword, don't
person
you?
that can use bastards?
Yeah, cool. I use it as my mastery weapon, don't I? Bastard sword. My master weapon.
So are you saying
Well,
you're
God.
throwing a +2 bastard sword at me?
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
we've had a fight, we've examined it, and then I'll just pass it over to you, like throw it to you, like, you know, in such a way that you can catch it. You tat.
Yeah, I don't mean like at me. I mean, like, am I now in possession of a king +2 sword?
Yeah.
Yes, as I've just said, this one has a skull motif upon it that looks much finer. I like it. I'm keeping my original one. You have
It's
this thing.
just. Thank you. I'll
There's no
take good
thanks.
care of this.
It's not
Mm.
mine to give, but yes, the one to the mage. Which I get over. It's like Christmas. What are you taking,
Yeah.
Doctor? He's taking the dog out at the moment, and I'm gonna let him have a rummage.
This is
All right.
bracelet, but I don't
there
want to
it
put
is.
it on. It might be something to do with
Wasn't there a ring?
capturing people.
It was a gold ring, yes.
Oh, there was a ring, yeah, a gold ring and an ivory bracelet, but
Yeah.
Right, I'll try on the ivory bracelet. Chuck the ring to the
put
thief.
that in.
JB, see what he does with it.
Pure chaos here. I'm just gonna put it on. If it kills me, it kills me.
If it, yeah, you know.
Yeah. It's a bracelet
I
of
prepare
with
slow
strings.
poison.
I know there's a cursed ring that can like shrink and chop your finger off. You permanently lose that finger.
Imagine that. That'd be great, man. I could be the one-handed fighter. Fuck yes.
A bracelet that just chops your whole hand off. Oh god.
So I just don't care. I'll take anything
Roland
on my character.
Ravensblood, the one-handed
The
warrior.
chin. Take it on the chin and still fucking win. Watch me.
I do love that. I do. Roland is never going to give up. All right, so you will eventually discover this. So you head back. First of all, okay, so you head back to Hommlet, and I mean, how much role playing do you guys want to do? Do you want to spend a session role playing in Hommlet, or are you eager to get back to the temple? And I'll
Up to the
defer to you
players.
guys. Yeah, what do you guys want to do? I can get into role playing mode, and we can just do Hommlet shit, but we can also kind of narratively do Hommlet shit and just say, okay, Grey Ash goes to the temple and you spend some time. We can just do
Yeah.
like a couple little short scenes.
I'd like to just level up
Basically-
properly and stagger
Yeah.
stagger off. Do any pertinent role playing and then beyond back to the temple. That's my suggestion.
I'm with Roland on that. I'd just like to rest, recuperate, get
Yeah.
my affairs in order, and be on our way as soon as we're able to.
Yeah, you connect with
Yeah.
old friends. The militarization of Hommlet continues with Burns Badgers. You connect with old friends. You know, you run into people. Elmo, of course, asks for updates. You give them some. You do all of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. You all get a room at the.
No, I don't ever
no.
get a room. I always stay in the
Hmm.
grove because I'm secretly
That's right.
I worship the old faith secretly, and it's closest to my alignment. So I always
Yes.
sleep in the grove. and
That's
pat the
right.
bear.
That's right. You're a Groby dude. So yeah, you sleep in the grove. That ranger used to sleep in the grove too.
Yeah.
Reincarnation.
Mhm.
You do.
Um,
I don't know who is this ranger you speak of.
Yeah, he was before your time. So
Oh,
He did.
actually, now if Roland found the dog, Roland would be all about that dog, I bet. But that other guy found the dog. So you kind of do your thing. Everybody's able to rest and recuperate as much as they need to. You can send tides back
Mhm.
to your various temples if you need to do that. You're able to spend some time identifying all the. Are you going to try to identify the objects? Great,
I
David.
think so.
Yeah, the wand, the bracelet, and the ring.
All right, so
And
the
the
wand, the
potions.
bracelet is not magical, but it is valuable. It is the ivory bracelet with huge carnelian is worth 500 gold pieces,
well, I put that
Yes.
back in the pile then.
and
Back. Sorry about that.
you're fine. You're
Welcome
fine.
Welcome back.
So the group decided, and I can defer to you too if you want to do something differently than this. But the group kind of decided they just wanted to mostly hand wave Hommlet. We'll do a couple of like short scenes, but people were eager to go back to the temple. Was there any other thing? Was there anything you really wanted to do here, Dom? You know, in terms of Tuctrin?
Yeah,
Lunch
yeah.
is on, man.
I was having that full plate made,
Right.
and see if I can help with that, or is there any? Because we're staying the night, right? I assume to rest.
A couple nights, actually. It'll be a couple nights because Greyhawk
Okay.
is gonna identify the items.
Okay, perfect.
Mm.
Yeah, I want to help out
Yeah.
at the smithy if I can. Just try to get the armor going because I'm still using my armor I started with, and it's killing me literally.
I mean, yeah, you're doing a lot of damage, but the creatures are also giving you a lot more damage these days. So it's they're able to hit you a little more. So yeah, you get in there and help. What did we determine the time frame on that was? Did we?
I don't think we did. You said that you knew the times in the books were unrealistic, and you'd be waiting for like a year to get it made. So you were just going to figure that out. So whatever you think is appropriate. Like
we'll say it's halfway done. All right, we'll just say it's
Okay.
halfway done by the end of this thing. And you think that then if you go out to do another temple excursion and come back to Hommlet again, it'll be done by the time you return. I will say that.
Okay.
Let's just say that. So next time you come back to Hommlet, it'll be ready. The wand is a wand of paralyzation, and it has 38 charges.
Okay.
The ring is a ring of protection. There's another ring, a ring of protection +1. Or there was, I'm sorry, the ring is a ring of protection +1. The wand is a wand of paralyzation. The rope is a rope of climbing, which is an awesome item, by the way. The 3 jars. Well, Pete, did JB keep that secret, or did he share that?
No,
with
he
everybody?
shared them.
Okay, that's 3 jars of Kyogtum's ointment.
Okay, augment ointment.
I don't even know what that does, actually, to be honest with
the
you.
little jars, they heal you, but they mostly remove poison. You rub them on like a salve, and they do low-level healing.
Yeah, I think
But
when
they're
I
very
got
good.
back to the group, I said, "Hey, I saw
A
Marcus
common
was
nail.
down." So I said, "Does this look like something that could help or heal, or is it some kind of poison?" So they know it's there. We just didn't know what it was.
I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Kyogman's ointment.
So I suggest we give the ring to JB to improve his AC,
That is a good
right? Because
plan.
he's not below 0 and he's not a mage. He's actually going to be physically up and moving about. I suggest the one goes straight to Mr. fucking Greyash because he scares the willies out of me with that other wand. We need to get him to like quiver full of wands.
So, okay, so the sovereign salve is used for drawing poison, curing disease, or healing wounds. A jar of this unguent is small, perhaps 3 inches in diameter and 1 inch deep, but contains 5 applications.
Yeah, shit hot.
So you have 3 jars.
15 applications.
15 applications of this stuff.
Right. Straight over to the cleric then.
Placed upon a poisoned wound or swallowed, it detoxifies any poison or disease. Rubbed on the body, the ointment heals 1d4 plus 8 points of damage.
Yeah, it's nice.
Holy
4
shit!
plus 8.
You have 15 applications of that.
Right,
That is
can we split
really good. That's really good.
The party. Split that between the party.
Makes a lot of sense for 3 different people to have one, each a jar each.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, literally, I scoop out 2. I go to Tarkus or Tuctrin or whatever, who knows. So 2 would be this much. And I scoop it out with a spoon and put it in a different clay pot.
Yeah, maybe it would need, like, some sort of specialized decanter.
Oh,
just
I agree. Okay.
like you can get it you can get it in Hommlet, but it would need some sort of specialized like container so that way it doesn't spoil or something. We can get something like along those lines. Yeah, you can do that. And we'll say, let's say that the special decanter or whole container costs 5 gold pieces each.
Yeah.
So by 25 gold pieces. It costs you 25 gold pieces. Well, actually, you don't even need that. You only need to make 2 because you have 3 jars already. So you only need to make 2 more. So just spend 10 gold and you get 2 more containers.
Okay. I'll take the made ones and pay the gold, and I'll have like a separate little pot with 3 in there. I'll tuck it in my fucking pants.
Okay. All right. And the leather is, did I already say the leather was +2? Leather +2, bastard sword +2. Ring of Protection +1, Rope of Climbing, Wand of Paralyzation with 38 charges, Kyogtum's Ointment, Protection from Earth Elementals, Scroll. Was there other stuff from before, though, too? Wasn't there, like... Did you find some stuff on Romag and his crew?
No
I
idea.
think we all did that already.
But I would love the rope of
Right.
climbing if people don't mind. It's up to the party.
We
Rope
did
of
know
climbing
Romag's
is-
scared, but there was questions. Well, yeah, we had a debate because we weren't sure last time. The mace was it was a +1, wasn't it? And there was a +2 something else.
Oh, there was a
not
Morning
sure.
Star, wasn't there? There was a Morning
Yeah.
Star +1 or 2, I can't remember. There was a shield.
See, I thought it was +2, but Rob couldn't
It's
find
+2.
it and said he only found a +1.
Yeah, I remember that, too. I remember that detail. And
See, this is a good stage to fix all this now.
Now, there's a... You also... Didn't you find, like, a javelin or something like that?
I
Does
have
that
got
sound
3
familiar?
javelins of lightning.
Yeah, okay.
What?
The Javelins of Lightning.
I've got 3 javelins of lightning wrapped in an oily cloth.
So we can at
Yuck.
least eat your lightning around without it accidentally turning into a fireball.
Okay, so if I gave you that, if you did that, then that means that we've already identified the stuff from that previous era or area.
Yeah,
So
if we don't have any of it listed, I blame Grey Ash because he was keeping log.
well, I mean, now fortunately now you've
Bad.
got a pencil or a pen, so you're fine now. Now
Yeah. Now I've got no excuses.
there'll be no problems going forward.
So,
Mhm.
do we think we're going to use this bone scroll, this protection from Earth Elementals, or do we think we should just sell
Give it-
this on,
give it
put it in the
Clangerton.
pot and make the money?
Give it, not Clangard, give it to the dwarf. He's an earth creature. It's surely best in his hands.
What is it you're talking about?
A
All of
of
protection
Earth.
from Earth Elementals. Well,
We
the
should
question
take
is,
that,
we've
brother.
just cleared the earthen floor.
No,
Do
but
we
his
really
world
need
is
more?
earth and tunnels and everything, and he's bound to encounter them again.
That's
He
a
should-
good point. Not that
He's
he can
best.
use a scroll too well.
No, he can. Anybody can use a scroll, a protection scroll. But I just thought it was more
Okay.
appropriate because he's an earth priest,
Yeah.
isn't he? You know, got spells which blow shit up and stuff out of earth. If he doesn't want it, fine.
Do you want that, Tuktron?
I'll hold on to it. And if we need it, we'll use it.
Yeah.
Right. Is JB taking the
Oh,
+1 ring of protection?
Yes.
So he can, when he comes out of fighting into fucking fighting mode, he's got some actual.
Yeah, I have the +1 ring.
Now, JB, you would know this. As they're discussing the potential of selling the scroll of protection from Earth Elementals, that to the right person could bring in 4,500 gold pieces.
Sell
Sold.
it. Let's sell it.
Yeah.
Vern has that kind of money.
I don't think we should, but it's up to the party. I vote not. I vote keep it. We've just give it to Tarkus, haven't we? Tuktron, sorry.
No, Tuktron said he'd handle it. We're not keeping the leather armor that's +2 because nobody uses it here.
Yeah, you want to sell that then?
You can sell it.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, actually, Byrne will buy that for one of his lieutenants. Well, actually, one of his scouts. So let's see here.
Well, the
We
leather.
can. Huh?
Sorry, ignore me.
No, you're fine. Let's see here. Tables. Fuck. Okay. Plus 2,000. 3,000 gold pieces, actually, for... Or no, I'm sorry, 2,000 gold pieces. 2,000... No, 3,000 gold pieces. That's right. 3,000 gold pieces for the leather armor +2. He'll still buy it for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
buy
just
it for-
looking at condensing I'm a programmer, so condense all the crap into smaller crap, i.e. coins.
Okay. And you've had the +2 bastard. So,
Yeah, I have taken the +2 bastard, which
Right.
means my old bastard is up for sale, but that's fucking inconsequential. There is 28 gems, of which JB pocketed 4.
100 gold pieces each.
add it to the crew. Right. So is it okay for me to take the rope?
Yeah, I've not got a problem with it. Anybody else?
No.
I love the rope of climbing. It's a weird item, man. It's a
Oh,
good item,
I
though.
want to use it to help me move about because obviously I'm a basic fighter, so that helps me be a bit Sinbad. Like if the fucking drow needs to climb up a wall, obviously he's going to use it, and they will use it together. But like, if I need to access somewhere where the thief is to help him, I can climb up it and stuff and help him.
That's very true.
The crazy thing is it only weighs 3 pounds. It's no thicker. It's like it's like the thickness of a slender wand. So we'll say like a centimeter thick, right?
It's like elven rope, thin and strong.
Yes. And it climbs in any direction at 10 feet per round, and it can attach itself securely wherever you want it to. And it's 60 feet long. And it will return and unfasten itself similarly. So it's the knotting takes 10 feet, so it shortens the rope to a 50-foot length. And you had the one end of the rope has to be held when the magic is invoked. But I mean, like, that's amazing.
Plus, I've also got like tumbling and can use it like Star Wars and swing across stuff. Oh,
hell yeah, dude. For sure. I love that. The rope of climbing is one of those weird items that I just think is so cool. David, didn't you guys get like a rope of climbing in the compass or the Cursed and Curious game? I feel like you guys might have. Maybe I'm wrong.
Not sure.
Anyway, yeah, so you got that rope and you can play with it, and it's awesome to play with.
With a broom of sweeping.
You do have a broom of sweeping.
I make it move about me like a snake as a pet occasionally.
I mean, you have to hold on to one end of it.
Nah, I don't mean. It's just cosmetic.
So everybody's in agreement to sell everything that is not useful to us. The leather, the gems, and the ivory bracelet.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's a haul of 7,100 gold pieces from selling that crap, if my math is correct.
Nice.
I'd love to get a total and have a division between everybody that also includes the gold and the platinum, simply because I want to make sure Pete can get his XP, because he gets XP for treasure obtained.
Yeah.
So I want to get an accurate count of what you're going to give to him.
We have a group pot, don't we?
A fifth.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, but he gets a fifth of the total before he gets his fifth.
Yeah.
Before it's divided in any way.
And then
I agree.
He doesn't even have to get the money. No, that's the rules. He doesn't even have to technically ever have any of the money. Like, he could say, I don't want any money, but give me the sword. And he would still get the XP, you know?
Yeah.
Crack. Yeah.
Of everything that was sold, including the money that we collected, 1,420 gold per person, or divided 5 ways.
That's awesome.
1,400 per person.
1,420,
820 because
that's
I
way too much
4
gold.
gems.
Right.
I
so
included the sale of all of those 4 gems.
I
Do I need to
give
knock those
10%.
off?
I'll give 10% to the druid. Right, in the grove. And pray that if I die, I'm brought back here and burned and reincarnated into an animal.
Yeah, Dom, I don't know if you heard that because you were away, but I did say that if you wanted to tithe as well, it could be arranged that your tithing would be brought back to like a bigger city like Verbalbank or whatever. So that's an option.
Yeah, if they have a dwarven temple there. If they don't have a temple to a dwarven god, I'll just hold on to it and tithe it later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in Verbalbank they do.
Okay, then yeah,
I mean,
I'll
there's it's not a temple, but it's a shrine, and it's devoted to, they have a shrine to Clangeddon in Verbalbank, and there are dwarves who tend it, like, because Verbalbank is such a cosmopolitan city that like all different types of races live there, and there are dwarves who revere Morden and Clangeddon and all the like, and so, that'll get to the right place.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
And obviously, the same thing goes for Arrhenius, the god of war. Well, I mean, that's even more so in Verbavanki. It's a human god. So,
everybody take 40 platinum pieces or so.
Okay.
I can never
That
remember.
should
What's
be-
the exchange rate? It's 10?
10 to 1 on platinum, yes, I believe.
I think it's 5 to 1.
Is it 5?
5 to 1. How many pieces do we have? 200.
Yeah, it is 5 to 1.
It's a grand.
It's written here on my sheet.
That's a grand.
Yeah. 200 each.
Okay.
And so so Pete, take your total, and then I've obviously double it, and you get that much XP for that.
Anything
Also-
that was
also
collected before that final loot collection, so anything that Greyash has in his pot is completely different, and I haven't got a track of any of that.
Right.
So I don't know anymore.
And also, Pete, give JB 1, 2, 3, 4. Give him 4 ticks for appraisal and a move silently.
Ooh.
And then obviously the rest of you guys got your spells. David, make sure you give yourself the XP for the identifies. And then finally, you'll get some time to spend in Burns' laboratory. Or Burns' library, really, to spend some time researching the runes.
I have the research proficiency.
Ooh, I love that.
Nice.
So
You can go ahead and roll that.
Is it intelligence plus 0? So there's a 15 I rolled. I have 17 intelligence. I don't know. I rolled under my intelligence. Is that what I want for these? I don't even know.
Yes,
anymore.
equal to or less.
Okay. Yeah, so I passed.
Okay, let me see here what I can give you. Well, with Tucker not being a wizard, of course, like there's inconsistencies, subtleties that he wasn't able to pick up, of course, in his depiction of the runes. But they're pretty good, and I mean, you're able to kind of do certain things. First and foremost is this is obviously incredibly powerful, far beyond your abilities. In fact, this is the kind of magic that's usually cast by multiple mages working together. And there's many different ways to look at this, but one thing that you're for sure of is that there is magic of permanency, and there is an antipathy spell cast upon a permanent antipathy spell. The runes themselves are
oh yeah.
I don't even know if that's is that a second edition spell? Probably like in the 7 level area. Let's see, maybe not, maybe even more than that. Let's see, 8th level spell. I'll let you read the spell too if you can read the spell and you'll know all of that about it. I'm
guessing it's like warding from people, right? Antipathy.
Yes, but it's super powerful. I mean, it's obviously an 8th level spell, so it's super, super, super powerful. And then nextly is that it seems specifically meant to like let's see here, contain something of great power, or not contain. Contain is the right word, but it sounds like a container. I mean, like hold back something of great power. And obviously evil power. Like hold back something of evil, of great evil power.
Okay. That's not good. Because we can already feel the evil if it's being held back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's not fuck with that door.
And that's
Okay.
pretty much all you'll get out of that.
Does Burn have any scrolls I can buy?
Oh
Something
yeah,
interesting?
right.
Well,
let
okay.
me check and see if he's got anything. Okay, yeah, he's got some stuff. Let me get my chart in front of me.
See if I get anything good. I'm low on second and third level spells.
I always love this song. My favorites.
How many days will we be spending here in Hommlet?
Cool.
Okay, so he has
Less than a week, more than a day.
quite a few
Less than a week,
scrolls
more than a day.
in house right now.
Okay.
See, he has. Okay.
Seals hidden, hard to destroy. Something lurking while they were being made. Maybe it's one seal per elemental temple. In which case it'd be sealing Lolth.
Okay.
One quarter of the main log.
It's going to take me a quick second, you guys. So
Sorry.
I like randomization because it feels fair, but it also means things take a little longer.
Find every scroll you need. I don't even know what I need. That's why I like random sometimes, is because like it gives me spells I wouldn't have thought of.
Okay, let's see here. Moving through this fairly quickly. Let's see. He does not have any wild magic spells, unfortunately, but
I feel like the odds of that are pretty low.
I'm going to get them all. I'm going to let you know. If anybody needs to take a break, now is a great time. I'm probably going to go breakless this time just to kind of keep us rolling here, since we're doing a lot of background stuff here. 1, 2, 3.
A quick sandwich then. Shout if you need me. I'll have my headset.
Wonderful.
The only other thing I want to do is, while we were coming back through the other town, was to ask something.
Oh, yeah.
The
Alman
caravan
Ahana?
mage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alman, the dark-skinned wizard who wishes to get as much magic related to water and water breathing in the lake. And of course, he has this little rat, rapscallion.
We haven't found anything more of that related for him. I've really taught him the spell water breathing, but we haven't found any potions because he wanted potions and maybe a ring or something. But I wanted to ask him if I was able to teach him the spell invisibility in 10-foot radius, which I have in one of the books. If he'd be able to like downcast that to recharge my ring of invisibility, because that's like a higher level version of invisibility.
Nice.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Because I'll never be able to learn this spell. I'm barred from it, so. And it's like either Burn or this guy. It's like, who do we want to be able to give invisibility to everyone within 10 feet of them? Between those two people.
How about he'll be willing to? Well, go ahead and roll me a charisma check. Let's see how well you do when you're in negotiation. Well, you're negotiating. Just do it. I'm giving you a bonus because you're friends with him.
Okay, my charisma is 8, and I rolled a 17.
Oh, so you're not very charismatic. All right, so have you taken charges out of it yet? It holds 4, right?
I've taken all but 1. There's 1 remaining charge in it.
Yeah, he'll recharge it fully in exchange for that.
Okay, back to 5 of 5.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Of course, and come back if you find any more water. You can see that he's got a bunch of like he's kind of set up his like the interior of his little caravan, his little wagon there, and he seems to be. I've been working on trying to figure out this how I might turn this spell into something I can drink like a potion, so that I might give it to be able to use it.
Yeah.
For others, help and bring others with me.
I wish we did found something, but we have found nothing related to water yet.
You intend to delve deeper then?
Of course. We will not stop.
Says, you possess courage.
We've rooted out most of the earthen quarter.
This is good news then, right? Yes?
Yes. Much evil has been dispatched. One of the main temple, just stepping within that place, you could feel the evil rolling through it. It was very unpleasant.
You are braver than me, my friend. All right, almost got these scrolls here. Oh, that's wrong. I just got them all. Is here north.
So much gold? I think they get like 1,100 gold. Was it platinum as well as gold, or was it just like 1,100 gold each?
I think that was the ultimate breakdown for everyone.
Okay.
The platinum was 1,000 total in gold, but 200 each when divided out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the coinage was more than. Yeah, it was more than that.
Gold was 40 each. If we're talking about what I broke down,
40 platinum each.
Yeah, 40 platinum each and 1,420 gold each.
Okay, so there's 40 platinum as well as that. Okay.
Told you I'd be able to hear you.
So I might be spending some of that now, of mine at least.
He has actually seven scrolls, so I'm like trying to get 2 more. I need 2 more.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow, that's funny. Okay. And then one last one.
Yeah, it's protection from earth and elements.
It's all, every one of his spells is like related to protection from earth. That'd be pretty funny. All right, let's see here. Now, this is a cool one. Let's see.
I'll buy a couple spell components as well. I think I'm only low on like one of them, so I'll just get some blessed leather strips.
Less leather strips. Okay.
Yeah, it should be fine. I've actually written down numbers for. I wasn't really keeping track of components, but now I've just gone I'll just give myself 2d12 of each of them, and then if I do run out, I run out.
I actually kind of like doing components when I play wizards. It adds a little something for me personally, adds flavor. All right, so you've come at a good time, my friend. I have come across a recent cache of scrolls of many different types. I have the second level of power, Flaming Sphere and Cat's Grace. Of third level, Monster Summoning 1 and Hold Person. And then a fourth level, Minor Globe of Invulnerability, Minor Creation, and Fear.
Minor Globe of Invulnerability. Okay. Already.
What do we decide on the money? For how much they cost?
I have no idea.
That was your time to say 1 gold apiece.
All right, the magical. Okay, so Magic Encyclopedia, Volume 2, page 134. Golly, man, what a specific thing.
Minor creation. I can just make a small amount of something for an hour. We can make rope for 5 hours or anything.
Page 134 literally does not exist on this book.
Interesting. Fear. Fear wizard spell. That's a 4th level spell. Fear's a 4th level spell.
Yeah, Fear is a 4th level spell. So 4th level, Minor Globe, Minor Creation, Fear. 3rd level, Monster Summoning, Hold Person.
Oh, I can't. Okay, so I'm barred from Fear. So don't worry about that one.
And then 2nd level, Flaming Sphere and Cat's Grace. Cat's Grace is the only one that's not in the player's handbook. It's in Spells of Magic.
Yeah, I think I'll buy Cat's Grace.
Let's call it 600 gold pieces for that then.
Oh, Jesus.
The only thing that I found here is that apparently in the Land of Fate box set, it lists 300 gold pieces per level. And that's how much they charge them in the Baldur's Gate games. So, I mean, that kind of feels like... But I might scale it, because if you get... I just don't feel like you should be able to buy a 9th level scroll for 2,700 gold pieces. You know what I mean? So...
Makes sense.
Yeah, how much would Wish cost, and how much can Wish give you?
Exactly.
Because, yeah.
Cat's Grace is awesome, though. I love Cat's Grace. One of my favorite spells from that book.
How much did you say it was?
600.
600. For my 1,000. These me 512 gold and I don't think Monster Summoning 1 is that useful. I've already got a Hold Person. Minor Creation is probably going to be too expensive, and not that useful. Flame sphere is like something that lasts a while, isn't it?
Flaming sphere?
Yeah.
You can move it around, can't you? It's that one that floats,
Yeah.
and you can will it to a new
Willing
location.
globe rolls in whatever direction with its pointer rate 30 feet per round. Rolls over barriers. Creation in contact with global successfully save us of a 2d4 of fire.
So imagine we are in
2d4
dungeon level
fire.
3, and many foe stand in the dungeon, blocking us. Flaming sphere.
See moves along the spell.
Right, it's like a big rolling marble. It's like
Could
an
also
Indiana
burn up all
Jones
the oxygen.
burning fucking boulder that rolls about. It's ice.
Mhm.
But it's slow, and it's mostly used to overcome siege areas.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that useful.
You have the decision, brothers. Like, it's yours, isn't it? You're the mage. You should choose.
I mean, if it was something you could cast at will, it would be useful. But if it's just
I
a
just want
scroll
to.
that
I just want
burns
to tell you
once,
what they
it's
do.
not so useful.
They rather than
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
I mean, it's a 3-foot radius, so it's like almost a meter wide. And you can move it around. It's one. So one. I mean, he'd have the scroll itself. Let's see, we'll call it a 7th level caster. So it'd be 7 rounds. But if you cast it yourself, you can use it regularly. Can you cast that spell actually? Evocation?
Well,
Yeah, you can do
yeah, I'm only
evocation. What am I
about
talking
to
about?
illusion and necromancy.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
What are we doing? Stupid. No, I think it's just Cat's Grace, sadly.
Okay.
Once the summoning is like... It's only like level 1 enemies, right? Like 1 hit die monsters. They just die immediately.
All right, that's fine. All right, so you're going to get that. You've done your research. Anybody else want to do anything in Hommlet, or are you guys going to head back?
While we're there, I don't have to do anything specific, but while we're there, JB is going to be taking lots of walks throughout the town and throughout a bunch of stores, wearing his cloak of invisibility. Not stealing anything per se, just because we don't need to attract that kind of attention, but looking to test out the limits, see if there's anything that to sort of understand, what can break it, what keeps it going. Because I don't want to show burn this thing because he might try to take it from me.
I mean, you've never truly identified it.
I mean, that's why I call it the cloak of invisibility, because I just know that it makes me hard to see.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like
And it's
you're usually pretty much invisible, but sometimes people seem to see you.
okay.
A la Predator, in a
Okay.
way. So it's not quite invisible, but it's pretty close. I can't believe you don't even know what it is. We'll just call it the cloak of invisibility. It's pretty funny.
Works for me. And yeah, that was just the thing, is that JB is looking to see if there's any consistency to it that he can take with him back into the temple. And I'm sure it'll be easier to hide where it's darker.
It's okay. I'll tell you this then. I will say you experiment for a while. You've had this for forever too, so
Yeah.
I'll give you the details on it.
Yeah, man,
So
I help him out. Totally, like in the fields and everything. I go, lie down, I'll look away. I look back and I go, where the fuck are you? And at other times, like, I help him.
So I can turn invisible when my hand's in his pocket, stealing some gold. For science.
And XP.
There you go.
I actually find that quite funny as a Roland. Yeah.
I think it's funny too.
I laugh at your
Like-
mischief and celebrate you.
Yeah.
So it's a cloak of Elvenkind. is what it is. So it's cloaks of elvenkind are very similar to they're similar to invisibility. They're awesome in the woods. Like when you're in outdoor natural surroundings, it's even better. When you're underground and it's low light, lantern light, torchlight, it's good. Very good. When it's bright light, not great.
Okay.
Not so great. So,
that's the time Roland like nearly breaks your wrist when you try and steal off him. No, I can see you now.
He's just joking, but he like almost breaks your wrist.
Sorry about that. No, I can clearly see you when it's
That's
bright
hilarious.
lights downstairs in these kind of rooms. You're much more
All
visible.
right. Awesome. Well, that is certainly helpful.
How many days were you at this? Because I could make you hate your life, Rob.
If you make me hate my life, I mean,
Well, I can divine for every single day we're outside of the temple. And it lasts for a week, like it quote unquote lasts for a week, those events. So I could, if we're out here for a week, I could divine 6 of those days, then we walk in, and as long as I'm smart about it, everything's still in play.
what do you mean? What do you mean divine? Like, what are you talking about?
I've got divination as a granted power, and I get 1 use a day. So if I come up with enough things and we've got enough days, I could just divine what's forth in the future, so we've got some idea what we're coming up against.
Oh, I
just more worried about you having to imagine things.
He's asking for an edit. Can't play through a few events that might help us in the future. I don't think you have to reveal them now, though. I think Luke's cool enough to accept.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't think he expects you to think of them now.
Here, I've got a perfect plan for this. I mean, that's part of your character. You get that ability every day. I don't want to make you not use that ability. You should use it. I mean, that's what you would do, dude. You would like do it.
Well, that's why I was asking how many days we're out doing.
Yeah, I mean, so it's
contemplate if I have loads of questions or just a couple.
2 days each way on travel, and then David, how long do you need to identify the items? I mean, the ring of protection, the leather armor, the broadsword, you don't need to do that. The rope of climbing, the wand, the ointment.
The area effect of the spell is 1 item per level, so at the moment I can do 5 items at once.
1 then. So, I mean, you could spend 2 days in Hommlet and you'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
So it would be 6 days, essentially. There and back. You know what I mean? Like 6 days. Well, let's just call it an even week. We'll say 7 days because you left one night and, you know, whatever, some other random shit you have to do. We'll say it an even week. So 7 days. Let's do this. I will, I'm going to write this in my notes. Let's see here.
I'm already making notes of questions that I want because I want them to be able to give them to you and you have enough time to come up with something to reply, because I know you've got to go through future material maybe to see what actually we face.
Dude, I've read this module a fucking 100 times. I don't even know.
Okay.
I mean, like,
Rob's
it's not even
FBI crime level with this shit.
Well, we've been playing this campaign for like a year and a half, and like every single time we play, I reread the section. You know, like, so I just keep reading it over and over again, and I want to have it like I can, where I'm barely even having to look at the module, you know. So yeah, so if you got some questions, let's do it. Shoot, man. Well, let's do it.
I've got 2 for now, but if anybody else has got any questions that they would like to, you know, me to
let's do this,
see if
man.
I can get information from, then feel free to fill me in, guys.
They frightened me talking about different planes with fire and earth and water and air. Ask if we will encounter them. I wish to know who will step upon these places. I want to
I'll
have
set
warm clothing.
notes.
I fucking hate being cold.
Pretends to scribble that down.
Pretends. The
Not
gods,
friends, another-
it remains a mystery. It remains a mystery, Roland. I don't know. So is it like the spell? Is it like a spell? Does it work like a spell?
It's the spell divination.
Was that like a 4th level pre-spell? Yeah, 4th level
I
pre-spell.
believe so. Yeah, a divination spell is used to garner a useful piece of advice concerning a specific goal, event, or activity that will occur within a 1-week period. This can be as simple as a short phrase, or it might take the form of a cryptic rhyme or omen. Unlike the augury spell, this gives a specific piece of advice.
I love this. This is cool. All right, so like
I used it to
I don't
get
have any problem with
the
this.
advice where the gnolls set me on fire, remember? I divined that, then we went in, and then I burned to the ground.
Beware of the laughing of the gnolls or something, and then we just wander into the trap.
That is, that's right. You guys are the best. Yeah, I mean, I just to make it clear, none of you guys are never gonna. It doesn't bother me. Like you're playing. I want to do this shit. This is the game. So yeah. So like,
Yeah,
whatever questions you want to ask, like this is part of the fun. This is not. Look, I mean, you guys have done pretty well so far.
Making you hate your life.
Yeah, but I want to just make it clear you've done well so far.
Ask them.
You're on the
snakes
first
and
level
agents.
of the dungeon. There's 4 levels, and there's a lot of other shit also. So like we've only, I think you're gonna get moving here pretty quick. You're gonna move through it a little faster now, but it's gonna be a lot harder. So you should use your abilities.
Ask something different.
Roland.
Ask about, are there enemies within Hommlet? Our sanctity relies on this place.
Specific event, goal, or activity. So, I don't believe asking if there is enemies within Hommlet would
Will Hommlet be
give us any
attacked?
answer. That is an event. Greyash, JB, Tuxran, any questions that you may have for my god? Or is it on my shoulders?
It's on your shoulders. I don't believe in your god.
Well,
It's only like within the
I
week,
do
isn't it?
appreciate
So
you.
like,
If your god has the wisdom and we've already defeated or stopped the rituals of Earth, which element would be in our best interest to approach next?
Yes, I have that.
yeah, it's a good one.
Okay.
I'm just sat here writing them down in a way that would come across as I'm actually divining them. So I'm a nerd.
It's like Qui-Gon, and I have looked into the Force. I see. It's a fucking Qui-Gon thing. Yoda. Yes, I remember when you foresaw the ambush in the wheat fields, brother. How we were that day able to avoid the burning of the village. Gain insight. Because I believe, like, we've moved around and you've gone, fucking hell, the troop, there's fucking movement over there. Like, you know, your divination has helped us shit out.
Yeah. I can't wait till I get consequence, guys.
Can I have my vignette? I just want a vignette for my downtime.
Consequences funny.
I can't wait for it. It's next level.
Find the path.
Rob.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, so you get this. Okay, so you ask that question, and the response is, fire and water are strong indeed, but air gasps for breath as its members bleed.
Oh,
Wow.
So
so they might already be having issues.
it may be air is the next level that we have to breach, which could be
Who's
fun.
air though? The top layer is like what, earth and something. We don't even know what the right side is. It's like green on the map, but green isn't fire or water.
Did you go over
Maybe it's
there?
water.
Did you ever go over there? You did.
I think
We looked at all the
it.
symbols.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
was like this was ages ago, but you know, it's ages ago for us, but it wasn't ages ago for your characters. So the
It's been a week or two.
yeah, the Eastern Vestry is was like a mossy green color, but there were like pieces of like scorched robes and stuff like that, smashed benches and things. And you found like moss green. There were some moss green robe pieces with lined with black satin. And that was pretty much.
To be honest, green says air to me, but that's me.
It said, yeah, let's see
moss
here.
is
That's
like,
pretty much it.
So, okay. You know, while we're discussing all this, one thing I want to do, Rob, is I would like to cast Sacred Guardian on each member of the party before we leave.
You like to cast Sacred what?
Sacred Guardian.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's the one where you like know if they're about to die, basically.
Yeah, it says anytime they're in danger, and because I'm above 3rd level, I will get a mental image of the situation that they're in.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great spell. And it lasts like days, doesn't it?
It's 1 day per level. So I would have to cast it like the day we're leaving. I'd have to cast it the day before that and that day, and then recover the day of travel. So I would basically have half the party at 6 days and half the party at 5 days. Because I can't cast that many spells in a day to cast it on everybody.
You're 6th level?
Day.
So you're
Yeah.
6th level? 6th. Yes, if you cast the second batch on the day that you actually are walking into the temple, if that's what you're saying.
Well, that's a 1 day travel to the temple, right?
2 days.
Yeah, so 2 days travel to the temple. So if I cast it during the travel, a day, and then the next day, then when we get to the temple, we'll have 5 days, 4 days. And I don't think we're going to be in the temple for 5 days. So
certainly. You can probably cast it right now and it'd be fine.
Yeah,
honestly.
so I'm just going to make sure I have that on the party. I'm going to kind of
that's an
standard
awesome
procedure
spell.
Yeah.
Make sure you give yourself XP for those. That's such a great spell. I forget about that one sometimes, but it's a really good spell. The thing that's so good about it is you see what the situation that they're in is. I think that's like such a great little thing. All right. So you're going to do that.
The only other question that I've got for the gods is if venturing through the floor that we last did battle will, be any trouble. Will the floor we last did battle be safe to traverse?
There is no safe place in the Temple of Elemental Evil.
Legit.
I'm not even going to come up with a clever rhyme. That's the answer you get.
Yeah.
So there's still dangers, but there's this that gelatinous slime, isn't there, that we want to take as a pet?
We want to burn it, actually. I was joking about a pet. We want to find it and get that fucking mage pouring fire on it, like burning hands and shit. Fiery cube. Pacific likes fiery cube. Sorry.
Barbecue? Is that what you said? Barbecue? Gelatinous barbecue.
Can I do my vignette? It's only
yes, let's do a vignette. Let's do it.
Right, so my vignette is day one. You see me absolutely fucking pissed out my brain in the fucking pub to the point that the ostler chucks me out. At some point, I'm that drunk I can't fight back or anything. He just chucks me in the mud. The second day, I'm at the druid's place. Right, I give arms to the druid, pat the bear, agree he lets me stay, and taking some of the principles of his worship. I also ask him that if I should die, that I'd be brought back here and reincarnated, rather than because of the bad things I've done, like that I come back as an animal or something or another thing, like, rather than in my next life have to go into this hell that I'm destined to go into. And then I help a farmer in a field.
Hey, can we do a little role play scene here? Would you mind? I mean, because I like
that's
this. What your idea? If you guys don't mind, we won't be long.
All good.
Let me get to the. Let me just get the. Let me just get the grove open here in front of me, just so I have it. Been a little while since I've been in looking at Hommlet, really. Hommlet's a cool little town, though.
It's T1. Shit hot.
Yeah.
All
right, yeah. So Jaru, you know, the bearded Jaru, robe, staff in hand, with his black bear. And he, you know, you've learned over time that he is the, you know, he's with the druids of the gnarly wood, and he says, my friend, you have come to this grove now many times to visit with me over the last months. And have I not told you time and again that your story is as yet unwritten, although you have blood on your hands and in your name? Is it not true that you have done great deeds? I am hearing rumors that you have defeated the Temple of Earth.
How do you tell him about everything that's happened?
Yeah, you tell him. Okay, so you tell him. He says, the ways of the world ebb and flow. Sometimes good holds sway, sometimes evil holds sway.
I nod.
Your deeds that you might have done in the past are being rebalanced by the deeds that you do in the present. You should not worry yourself for the afterlife, for your body will go on to feed the animals and nourish them, and in that way you will continue on forever.
Indeed.
Do not worry yourself over these matters, my friend. They're not your path. Your path is the sword and adventuring.
I take solace in his like you know, like he understands.
Yeah, and he kind of laughs, and then, like, you know,
I'm like a fire. I just do what I do, and I'm just being placed. And then I go into a field and help a farmer all week.
Well, and yeah, I mean, and he share, you know, as you're commiserating though, he does share with you his little honey mead that he brews there, and yeah, you can help a farmer too. I mean, like, you just want to work on the farm.
I just want to help him build fortifications on the cobalt side, or, you know, whatever side they could be attacked. And help him move stones out of his field for a week, practice a bit, and then I ask permission if I can bury treasure in his field.
I love it.
Like a really simple, common worshipper of the Druidic faith.
Yeah, man, I love that.
Fucking thousands in his fucking field. Fucking thousands. Everything bar my belt.
Yeah, there's a here, let's go back. There's a farm here. There's a farm. There are numerous farms, and just east of the just west of the Stonemason, there's a farm there who with a man and one son whose wife died in childbirth, so he doesn't have a full family to work the farm, and he's refused to sell out to burn. Let's see. Let's call him. We'll call him Edgar. Mm-hmm. All right. So this farmer Edgar, and his son Jack, we'll call him. It's kind of a younger son, Jack. His wife died in childbirth with Jack, so he didn't have, like, the full complement. So he's always kind of like behind. And when Byrne came in and started building the keep, which is continuing to be built like basically right next to his farm, the field workers that he used to be able to get dwindled significantly because Byrne was offering more coin to help expedite the building of his castle. So he's kind of desperately in need, and your group has gained a reputation.
But does he want to move? Ask him.
No, he does
okay.
not want to move. He's had his farm, I've had my farm for generations and generations. I'll not let down my father and grandfather and his father before him by moving on just because some wizard decides that he must raise his finger above all of us as he like points, at the wizard
upon
center.
The land is a man, and then upon the man is the land, and then upon the land is the man. So drink. And I push forward a lump of gold and say, like, spend this.
He says, I take no handouts. He pushes it back to you.
No, it is to buy labor, not gold.
He says, I will pay you to work.
Very well. So be it.
And you work with him, you bond with him. I mean, he's of the old faith as well. And so as many of the farmers are actually mostly of the old faith. Oh. And so he is he's more than he'll actually probably come visit the grove with you, after at some point on his day of rest or whatever, he goes to the grove, maybe you go with him. And yes, he does ultimately allow you to bury treasure in his field.
Brilliant. That's my vignette.
Love it.
And then I'm back at the party.
Anything else anybody wants to do before you head back to the temple?
Nope.
All right. Little Wayne's World for you there, guys. The group of you, after your sojourn back to Hommlet, once again make the journey north to Null, traveling across the roads that lead there. And let's see if we got to concern ourselves with anything horrible. The only encounter that you have on the way is you pass a group, a family group, also farmers who, don't spend much time talking to you, but that you deduce, that basically tell you that they decided to leave Null because it's a shithole and they're tired of getting all of their stuff stolen and they want to go down to Hommlet to make an honest living. And so that's the only encounter that you have. And eventually on the 7th day, you get kind of one more night of rest. And on the morning of the 8th day, you make your way back to the Temple of Elemental Lebo once more. And it's hideous, grotesque sculptures. It's crumbling walls, the tower that rises like a stain, a dark finger into the sky above it, the blazing heat beating down on you in spite of the early fall. The trees have only degraded further. It seems as though this land has become burned by the fires of the sun above. And you make it back to the temple, the outskirts, the walls. Which way would you like to approach? And sort of like, what are you thinking here? And I'll get the map back up.
JB, remember, I could hardly see you in the fields and in the outer grounds.
Very true.
The grasses are tall, as usual. There's pathways, of course, still through it. Impossible for any of you with your skills to know how recently that is necessarily. Not that you can't try, but I shouldn't say it's impossible, but none of you have like ranger abilities, of course. So
I stamp on a particularly fucking horrible looking plant. Or reeds, like, just fucking stamp on it.
yeah, you stomp on it, and like a couple burrs like get down into your boot, and you have to like stick it out. Like it's just like it acts like an
fucking bitch.
It's like an asshole to you. Like they're.
I don't stamp on another one.
All right.
Yeah, and as you get into this area, of course, like it's almost as if the environment is working against you. It's like it is like seems to be like clawing at you and grabbing at you in a way, like like you find yourself like stepping on rocks funny and twisting ankles and all that kind of stuff. Like it's just a miserable journey, as if like the very land itself is working against your progress.
I'm starting to think we should roll some of them barrels up into that there orchard and burn it. Another time, perhaps. Remember the oil? And that I'll point to the orchard. Oh, the fucking nasty looking orchard thing.
Yeah.
We should roll some in there and fucking set fire to it.
Well, JB is going to put on his cloak, hood up, and do a very slow and careful walk the perimeter around the place, sort of closer to the wall, but with the temple in sight, to see if there's any obvious guards outside, see if there's any sort of alert happening, and see if much looks changed. Specifically, the door that Roland battered in, has it been replaced? Has it been repaired?
All right. So the door that Roland tried to replace, looks like it has been. It has not been repaired. It still hangs from the. It still hangs from its broken. Still hangs broken from its hinges, and
that's a good sign.
Yeah, so that remains as it was. However, in the northern area, as you're kind of like moving around, hidden in the you see near the tower up in the northern area.
In the northeast where we were that
one time. Yeah. Like around this area.
Okay.
Or I don't know where are you going exactly? Describe me like how you're making, what are you doing exactly? Just describe to me. Like better.
When we entered the interior of the wall, pretty much just doing a clockwise circle, hugging the wall. I do want to go through the orchard to see if there's anything in there, because I don't like the black dots on my map. I want to see what's in there. And I also I'm just saying. If there's anything maybe something valuable in there.
Snicker.
But essentially I'm sort of slowly walking a clockwise circle to see what sort of guards are around, what sort of problems we might have getting back in.
All right, so I'm
not looking to attack. I'm not looking to get up close. I just want to see what I can see.
Well, okay, so you're moving around clockwise, and so that you kind of head up north first, and you're moving along the walls, and you can see, like, as you're moving along, you notice that there's some activity. You're moving through. I guess you're looking a little bit through the orchard there with all the rotten apples and everything.
Absolutely.
And you can see that there's an encounter happening. There's a confrontation. There seems to be actually a battle of sorts near the broken down, just remnants of some old building that was here near the tower. In this particular area, kind of close to the tower, there are these massive beings that you have seen one of before, but never so many, never a half a dozen like you see now. 8 foot tall, wider than a dwarf, ogres, crude weapons in hand, beating at a pack of wild four-legged beasts unlike you've ever seen before. They look somewhat like they're kind of like wild dogs, but almost exotic kind of wild dogs like you've never seen before.
Rob,
yeah.
Exotic wild dogs.
isn't the tower fall down?
Purebred
now?
chihuahuas.
Remember the tower stub had fallen down.
What?
Mhm. Well,
You know, remember what I did out of game? Players don't know. I took a horse and pulled down the edge of the tower. So
What?
that's so we couldn't go back in there. Remember the
Why would you
second
do
time
that?
we were in Hommlet. But you don't know I've done that.
what the hell,
Out
man?
of game, I said to Rob, I'll go in with a horse, pull the remains of the tower down, and then let the horse go to a different person. Because I was so frightened to go back into the temple.
Which tower?
I didn't even know that shit happened.
The tower in the northwestern, the big, full, gigantic tower?
The stub that we captured initially, where we had that ambush.
The entry to the north eastern tower.
Okay, the upper portion of it. Okay, I mean, it's not just a stub, though. It's not nothing.
Well, you have to know what
Yeah.
happened.
No,
I don't care.
no,
It's
that's
okay if
fine.
it didn't happen.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, like the tower's like mostly broken, but that is playing no role.
Yeah.
What's happening right now. I mean, it's rubble. I mean, or like there's still, I guess, probably some shell of it or a bit, whatever. But that's not where this is happening. This is happening at this broken building here, where there's like half a dozen ogres fighting off these, like, they look like bigger, more vicious, more horrible, like they're kind of like wild dogs. Would anybody know like anything about, wait, isn't Grey Ash from the desert?
Yeah. I'm not
Well,
dead,
you're
am I?
not seeing it though. Yeah, you're not seeing it. So
Just JB, isn't he?
but like there's like, it's like dusty and like all this whole ground, the map shows it's green, but it's like really like brown now. Like all the grasses have died. And like and these dog-like things are just like barking at these ogres, and the ogres are huge, and like you would think that they'd easily overrun this like pack of these dogs, but the dogs are smart. Like they're like attacking one at a time, and like they're staying back. They're faster than the ogres, so there's like this battle happening. But every now and then, like an ogre might get a hit, and every now and then, like a couple jackals might get a hold of an ogre's leg and like rip out a little bit. But there's a fight going on right now. You see this,
What
JB?
kind of numbers are you talking? How many ogre?
Half a dozen ogres and probably like 12 to 15 of these dog-like things.
Yeah, because they're moving about and shit. Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's nuts.
And we'll say, JB, you're like kind of like maybe like here, we'll say. Is that cool? I mean, you don't have to be there.
Ping
Can you
me
see the
one
Where
more
map?
do these things come from?
I'm-
Like,
I'm-
fighting them?
I'm there.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that cool? You don't have
That's
to be
cool.
there. You can be anywhere you want, but
No, that's cool.
that just seems like
I feel
you're
like that.
far enough away that you'd be able to pretty easily see this, but not so close that they're gonna see you.
I mean,
you're invisible anyway,
invisible.
but you're invisible.
Yeah,
I do love that.
I do too. It's funny.
we're gonna go back and let the group know what's happening and see if we want to let that distraction play out or take a hand in it somewhere and just kill things. I've been a lot of murder hoboing this game, so we kind of got to figure that out.
Yeah, we came here to kill things, remember?
I know, like, God, man, like Luke, you wanted to kill some shit. There has not been any killing tonight.
Well, I mean, I'm out of game. I'm looking at the time thinking we're going to run over there, weapons in hand, and he's going to go, and next time.
I probably will have to, because we have no way we'll get through a battle. But we'll see what happens. I don't know what that's going to happen necessarily. So that's what's going on right now. You come back and tell them that.
Yeah, we're going back. We're letting the group know what's going on.
I mean, do we need to deal with that?
No, we don't need to deal with that. But we
that
want
distraction is potentially fortuitous if those two groups destroy each other.
They could venture within and be on our rear on the inside.
Potentially,
we don't know what they plan to do.
Potentially injured, but if we help one of the groups, say we attack the ogres, there's nothing to stop the beasts from also attacking us, and then we waste our resources.
Does anybody know anything about animals?
Nope.
Gosh.
I know about horses.
Greyash, David, make a
I've got hunting.
Okay,
Maybe
I'll give
David.
David.
Dogs are just hungry.
David, make a an intelligence check -4 for Greyash, and Luke, you can make a hunting check, and I'll give you a -2 penalty based on the because you're not seeing these things, so you're hearing just a description from
So
JB.
that's
I rolled 5 under my intelligence.
3 total.
What'd you get, David?
5 under.
Oh, good. Okay, awesome.
6, 5, 4, 3. Rolled an 11. Yeah, so I passed mine as well.
All right, so Greyash, well, both of you know what these things are. But Greyash, you've heard of these creatures. These dog-like creatures. They're often on the edges of the desert, and even sometimes further within there. They're known as jackals. These creatures.
Sorry? What are they called?
Jackals.
Oh, jackals.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not far removed from the gnolls, I suppose. Just not as
Well,
smart.
gnolls are hyenas, but I mean, jackals and hyenas to me are a little similar.
Yeah. At least that's what Lion King taught me.
Mm-hmm.
So then, would I know like how are people avoided these
yeah.
creatures, or like do we hunt them? Do we avoid them?
Fuck them, I say. And
Hold the dwarf in the air.
I point my sword out at the temple.
No.
Tushrin's legs kicking. Oh man, that would be a meaty fist getting punched right in the face. All right, so what do you do? I'm sorry, I missed you.
I just point my sword over to the temple and say, "That is where the real enemy lies."
I agree with Roland. Let's leave them to their business. If any of them are here on our exit, we'll deal with that. But be mindful that we may have to fight our way out this time round.
Mm-hmm. Fight away to where?
Well, I mean, whoever wins that battle up there, we may have to fight them next time we try to leave the temple.
Mm-hmm.
If we even make it back out.
Then we fight them then. If we make it.
I'm just saying be mindful so that we reserve some resources.
Are you really asking me?
We were running on empty. Not you in particular, just those of us that have comprehension beyond the sword.
Has anyone seen any indication of where the air temple might be?
It may be the layer. There was staircase where we fought the elementals going down. It may be there.
Well, maybe.
It may be the opposite chamber within the main temple.
That's the thing. It may be in many
exactly.
places.
Yes.
Hmm.
I feel that we should head inside and discuss this, not out in the open where anybody could wander upon us.
Yeah.
Probably.
See if we can find any hints.
So then, JB, if we were to make it swiftly to the door that I kicked in, we probably wouldn't be noticed. I say curiously.
I believe I didn't see anyone between us and the busted-in door.
Watch my ass then, brother. And I'll move out.
Whatever
Fine
you're
Fine ass,
saying,
sir.
To the temple.
So, yeah, I feel that we should check out the eastern vestry as we've checked the west. We have that.
See if there's any hints as to where it leads.
Greyash, maybe you should go and check your lock on that door. See if it's still there.
Also a good idea.
I mean, I assume you did share it with everybody that you locked it magically.
Yeah.
So,
You'd see me casting a spell and be like, I'm casting a magical lock on this door.
Were you casting the magical lock?
Well, I already
it
casted it when
was
we
cast
left,
in
right?
process.
Okay, so did you guys go back in the temple then?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading something.
Yeah,
All right, so you head back into the temple, and that familiar, you even as you step through the doorway, that familiar feeling of unease, grips all of you, except for JB. The rest of you, though, who have goodness in your hearts, at least to some extent, feel that. Moving into the room. It's not, it's not evident to your eyes, at least, that anything has changed from your last meeting. And you move into the temple, and you can see beyond, far beyond. You've never even gone into the rear of this temple. You've only gone basically as far as that depression there and the pit that leads down. You've never gone all the way into the back.
It's spooky back there.
It's scary. You're too scared. But you move over to the, you kind of turn that corner to head to the western vestry, and Greyash's wizard locked door is broken open.
Oh,
Of course it is.
We should have come back yesterday.
Way to shit the players up.
The lock is only as good as the door
True.
at the end of the day.
My foot loves breaking doors. So.
I would look around this room. In this building, is there any indication of where the elements might be? Now we know that this is Earth. Is there any way to determine that from markings or something?
Let me re-describe the main chamber here again so we can kind of get that in front of us, because I think that might be a good reset for you guys since you're starting to explore different areas here. Let's see here. Vestibule. So the floor that you enter in is reddish brown slate-like stone squares, each about 2 feet square. The walls are plastered and painted with scenes befitting the nature of the temple. Disgusting acts, killing, torture, enslavement, robbery, thievery, and unspeakable things. The creeds of the worshippers here are all too evident. Evil is flaunted and lionized. Dim light filters through the stained glass windows, casting revolting colors upon the greenish stones of the floor to the north. In that direction, you can see the nave of the temple. The pillars to either hand are of pinkish material, shot through with worm-colored veins. Their arches lead to an unremarkable pair of lesser side aisles. That's where the vestries are. The columns supporting the archways, as well as the arches themselves, are worked in bas-relief. As with the frescoes in the entryway, the scenes here are ineffable, vile, filthy. It is probable that this area was reserved for the lowliest of worshippers. The area beyond is better lit with and more open, though it also has more of the nauseating pinkish pillars supporting the high roof overhead. At the center of the room is a central altar where the pillars here are white marble veined with ugly red. The altar block of pinkish white marble is roughly oval something is roughly oval, something over 7 feet long by 5 feet wide. Its top has a hollowed out portion resembling a human form with legs apart and arms away from the body. The depression is stained darker color than the rest. Just north of the altar is a singular marble-lined pit, a well of sorts, 20 feet in diameter. Shards of broken crystal vessels lie about the well, near the altar, and scattered about the floor. A crystal knife with a broken blade lies atop the stone block. Further into the room, you can see a staircase headed downwards. And let's see here. Wait, is that right? That looks right. Yeah, there's a staircase headed downwards, and beyond there seems to be a raised dais, and it looks to be as though there is a throne upon the dais, at the very distant back of the temple. In terms of like elemental notifications, I guess you might say, it's not really clear. You're catching some symbols that relate to fire and earth to a certain extent, but both of the vestries, the things within them are pretty much devastated. There's a pool in the eastern vestry, the one that you did not go through. It has sort of a brackish black water in it, a blackish black liquid in it. I mean, but the rest of it is kind of like there's pieces of rubble. Looks like, you know, these were deliberately kind of destroyed, maybe by the forces of good that Roland has spoken about, that sacked the temple a decade ago.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's water then. Earth, water.
Well, yeah, I have religion. If any of them are able to be made out, I should be able to make them out, right?
Yeah, you can make a religion check.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
I guess
double check.
fire would be to the north, because of, but maybe not.
16. Any negatives on that?
No, straight up.
That's a 3. So,
Oh god,
yeah,
yeah,
pretty
you
good.
made it by a shitload.
Can we buy a map? Is there a guy here selling a
So you would say that this is like looking around further, there are symbols of all the elementals, all the elements here, but you would say this is more of like a general temple. It's not really like this area. This isn't like for specific devotion. So like in this area might mingle various forces of each, you know, various followers, cultists of each of the back when it was in use. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, followers of each of the types might join here and then go off on their own, you know, to their own various areas of the temple to, you know, further do what they do. But mostly those who would come to worship here would not be those people. The temple or the vestry to the right, to the east, I mean, it doesn't really have anything specific that indicates there's a scummed over black liquid in the pool there. And looking closely, because you did so well in your religion, you do think it was probably related to water in some way, because you see there are like bits of smashed shell in and around that area. But other than that, I mean, there isn't really more detail I can give you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I'll give you one more detail since you have religion. Since you did so well, in the back of the room, based on your exploration, there seems to be like a blank spot, an area that you have not yet explored. Like that's, a building, in the shape of the temple, there's like a kind of a, in the northeast corner, there's a, a room, or a chamber of some sort. You would know that there might be more evidence there for you, because there are, that would be where priests would prepare and such for ceremonies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you that
Just all
detail.
these 2 rooms.
Hey, look over there.
We got like 2 rooms.
Yeah, this one up here.
That's the one. Yeah.
Would be the one that somebody more evil than myself would prepare for ceremony. So we could investigate that. Trying to draw a pretty picture.
All right, so it's our stop time. So why don't we just go ahead and end right here? You can decide what you want to do next time. You're right in the temple. We can start fresh, and you can decide. You can think about it. You can even discuss it over the week if you want. But you can also just like really think about like what you want to do, where you want to go next, how you want to approach this. And I won't put the pressure on you to make that decision at the end of this session for something that we're not going to pick up until next week, right, guys? We all good for next week?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody good?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far so good.
In this hole. We're just gonna jump in this hole, I think.
Hey, you know what?
Definitely.
In the pyramid of Amun-Re, somebody jumped in a hole of water and skipped fucking 3 levels of that place. So you never know with these old modules what random bullshit will lead you to success. So, that does it. So thanks everybody who watched. We've been getting a lot of new subscribers, which is crazy. So thanks to all of you people there. I know Frank has got to be one of those subscribers. So, but also still fuck you, Frank. And Freak Nick, I'm sure is still watching along. But really, seriously, appreciate those people who I've watched, and people have been commenting and stuff. So that's kind of cool. So appreciate that. But yeah, guys, as long as it's all good, we'll get right back to this next week, and this was sort of a downtime episode, so I'm just going to give everybody 500 XP. We'll just get everybody gets 500 XP for downtime activities, and we will get back to it next time in the Temple of Elemental Evil. Dun dun dun! All right, guys. We'll see you next week. I'll catch you off.